And there we go. I'm here. Hello, Neo. There we go. Hello TF, friendly friend, thank you for actually being first. Sorry you're not actually here. And hello filler. Yeah. I gave them what they needed, and that's all that matters. Not bad. I just typed on my keyboard. But today is Friendly Friday, so we got stuff we can watch, and we got stuff we can do. So let us do exactly that. Well, let me just make sure the chat is up front. There we go. Oh, I'm in the wrong section of the Discord too. Oops. I had to just run around and do a lot of stuff just before I started my stream. And Neo's happy about it. Like a lot more than I normally do. It's fine. Alright, Reaction Farm. I was thinking about watching this one right up front, but like, I also don't know if that matters at all. I think we all know and agree about this. It is a likely story. More likely than you think. Hello, Baron. How are you doing today? I am doing good. Neo. Stairway to Stardom. That's already makes me uncomfortable. You know, we might as well start on this video, because why not? We turn off the music. Go away. Because why not? This actually is, there's two videos of this. There's another one that they made recently. I should probably check that out. But well, we can watch this one as a first thing. If you guys want to interrupt it, I am fine with that.
If my internet service provider is watching, maybe don't. Thanks. Streaming services are nuking digital-only shows left, right, and center. Hollywood's been burying movies for creative accounting reasons forever. Game studios are shutting down servers for always online games that really didn't need to be online in the first place. In an era where companies can sweep away any piece of media that they deem unprofitable or irrelevant, there's a moral argument to piracy as a form of accessibility and preservation. There is no better example to encapsulate this than this project by the Completionists, spending over $20,000 to legally obtain every game across the 3DS and Wii U eShops before they closed down in March of
I just realized I need to download that video.
2023. But Josh, they actually bought the game, so it's not piracy, you dumb f. Shut the fuck up. You see how that's insane, right? While there's a ton of 3DS and Wii U ROMs available for your seafaring needs all over the internet, there's no singular archive that contains every published title. For good reason. Nintendo has a reputation for being particularly litigious when it comes to people infringing on their copyright. So very few people are willing to take on the risk of archiving so many titles under one roof. By going through the official route, the Completionist team took the legally safe path to archiving over 2,300 games. Most of the games on the eShop never saw a physical release, so if you want to buy a copy officially today, you can't. Look at this Letterboxd review. I know it's funny in its absurdity, but bear with me when I say it's representative of a real problem. Brother got a VPN, paid a random dude in India to get him a local phone number, then made an Indian Disney Plus account to watch this movie legitimately. He's more dedicated.
Maladaptive daydreaming. Self-diagnosis is kind of a, it's a dangerous thing to have done to yourself, but that sounds vaguely familiar. I'm gonna quickly Google check and see what I think also. I'm gonna believe you to an extent, but I shall see. What is it called? Condition where someone experiences highly immersive, excessive fantasies where interfere with daily life and relationships and responsibilities. Oh yeah, that can happen. That sounds like another. It sounds like ADHD with extra steps. I think it's interesting that we classify daydreaming as a separate thing from dreaming. You might have it. I wonder what kind of treatment they use for it. Is it going to be just ADHD medicine? There's no specific treatment for it. I bet you ADHD medication could help. You have medically checked? Okay. Then it probably is doing the best it can do. A lot of 3DS games did get physical releases. They're like 200 quid. Good lord.
To this than I was to my ex-wife. I'm not married. I've never been married.
When it comes
I interrupted
to
his joke.
female
I feel
care,
bad about that.
We've been there. Azo.
What was that about?
Americu Credit Union believes that real connections matter today more.
What was
than
the
ever.
what was
We've
the thing you
created
watched?
meaningful connections with your
Was it just a random YouTube video? The condition for that used to hit me hard when I was in middle school, but nowadays it isn't so bad. Oh, you mean? Wait, which part is not so bad? The ADHD or the daydreaming aspect? Because I personally just have daydreams, and that's just a normal thing to me.
All this effort, and you know what? Circumventing all those regional licensing restrictions isn't really legal. And in the end, it puts a few bucks in the mouse's pocket with next to nothing going to the creatives behind it. Want to play Cyberpunk in Indonesia? I hope you're a quintillionaire because that'll be 700,000 rupiah. Want to play Hotline Miami 2 here in Australia? Fuck off, you can't because there's a sexual assault scene in there despite plenty of other media being published with similarly graphic.
I have to say, Australia and Germany are two places I would never want to live because their governments are overreaching, in my opinion.
Content. I'm not going to argue for or against this scene in Hotline Miami 2, but the devs have openly recommended pirating the game to fans in Australia. In all of these examples, I would argue that piracy is not theft, regardless of if it's because the price is exorbitant, like in Indonesia or Brazil, or
When I was in high school, I used to daydream so bad that I couldn't do anything else for a long time. I could see that. Zoning out. I used to just call it zoning out. Just like not paying attention to what's happening around me. It's not even a sexual assault scene, it's a fake sexual assault scene. The scene is two characters acting in a TV show. Really? That's even weirder. But that, to be honest with you, if you really want to get into the meta of it, and I don't want to get into this discussion too far because that's how you get pedophiles, but I do want to point out that like it's also just a video game. It's like a top-down shooter, right? And it's not like real life at all. That's all.
Licensing and distribution limitations, or government censorship like here in Australia, or the fact that the devs literally said to. The reality is that the consumer in this sort of situation was simply never going to be able to make the purchase if they wanted to. They never had access to that choice.
Oh, it does? Okay, now that's where I draw the line. Yeah, no, that's stupid. That's really stupid.
We'll return to this idea later, but let's talk about preservation. Historical archives in the post-industrial age are a tricky task. I mean, archival work has always been difficult, but there's specific issues when it comes to working with media published on tape, discs, and cartridges. With tape-based media like audio cassettes and
Feel free.
VHS,
I'll give it a glance and then I'll consider whether or not to see it. Feel free to put it in the live chat.
actual content is stored in a magnetized coating that's on a plastic tape. To read the media off the tape,
By the way, this is something what he's discussing right here. Alright, hold on. This is something my brother wants to do soon. He wants to back up my hard drive of important things. And right now we're trying to think of the best way to do it. I just want you to understand the plight that we're currently going to have.
specific issues when it comes to working with media published on tape, discs, and cartridges. With tape-based media like audio cassettes and VHS, the actual content is stored in a magnetized coating that's on a plastic tape. To read the media off the tape, you do some funky math and magic with magnets and get an audio-visual signal out.
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
But that repeated exposure to magnetic fields deteriorates the magnetic film that contains my favorite episode of Around the Twists, and we can't have that. Also,
I've heard a lot of good things about Chapter 5 of Deltarune. I should probably consider adding that to my playlist.
it's the ice cream slavery one, if you want to know. So then get a brand new VHS tape and never actually play it. Two issues with that. One, good luck finding an unopened VHS tape even just a few years after publication, let alone decades down the line. And two, they'll deteriorate regardless. The magnetic film can oxidize when exposed to moisture. Even in controlled environments, the plastic tape itself is at risk of decaying. That's why it's important to
One YouTuber with 673 subscribers didn't like it, so probably the worst game ever made. That's true.
transfer such media to a less volatile
I heard
medium,
it's woke.
like DVDs. What's that? DVDs and Blu-rays are vulnerable to disc rot, so they have a similar real-world lifespan to VHS tapes. Okay, let's copy them over to a hard drive. Hard drives have an even shorter lifespan. Okay. Flash storage, solid state, better than hard drives, but
Solid state. So, in my opinion, solid state's not better than hard drives.
you still have transistor decay and charge leakage. Okay, what about archival specific formats like LTO cassettes? 30 years,
Is it good?
controlled environment, you have to keep checking it because it's still a magnetic tape and it might decay anyway. Okay, well,
Solid state, lady.
fuck. How long will it take me to carve every single Garfield
I don't know. How excited are people to see the back rooms? Because personally, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't really see... I feel as... I don't see the appeal of the back rooms in general. But I also don't think it's a bad idea, like a bad movie to see in general. I don't know. How about you think about whether or not you would recommend people to see it? Hello, Weaslink. Welcome back.
strip?
Barad was talking about how Chapter 5 of Deltarune is good. Just wanted to point that out. Apparently, Mandela Catalog is getting a movie about the original. I have heard that they are scraping Reddit for story ideas now, because that's the new meta. Thanks, Markiplier. I have a very strong feeling we're going to learn a very tragic lesson that not everyone has the drive and motivation to make the movies great, but I hope that they do. Typed it to be vague. The way they rationalize how the backrooms works in the third act makes it considerably less scary. Yeah, I feel as though that's what, like, making things not defined is one of the things that makes those creepypastas spooky. When you don't really understand the mechanics of how it works, but it seems like there's some sort of underlying mechanics of how it works. Maybe we should be more selective about stuff we're preserving. That way there will be more stuff to transfer it. I'm just saying this for future generations. Probably don't see it every episode of Scrubs. Filler, my hard drive is full of things that I feel like might get deleted eventually. Not stuff that I think somebody out there will preserve. There's so many fans of Scrubs. Somebody's going to have it on their hard drive. I believe that Liquifool has Angry Beavers on his hard drive, which I feel like is a little bit less popular and less known than like, say, Hey Arnold. So that sounds good to me. Was the Mandela Catalog good until the creator got outed as a terrible person? I mean, when is that ever going to not happen? It seems. I can't wait till I have my first controversy. Yeah, the producers are scraping creepypasta, and they're probably exploiting people. They're probably like, hey, we'll give you $250,000 to make this movie. Oh, by the way, you're going to have to buy all the things that you need to get for it, like you're going to have to pay for all the food that the actors are mandatory to require to have and stuff through your own money. Were they? Ah, that's a good question, actually. Like, we have two people saying two different things. I believe both of them. No, I mean how I literally know the exact threat level the backrooms pose. It's not even being ambiguous. Okay. Maybe we should make sure that Scrubs becomes Lost Media. That'd be interesting. I'm not a big fan of Scrubs either, by the way. Scrubs is like, adult sitcoms for people that haven't left Nickelodeon. You literally can scale it with how threatening it is. It becomes more predictable the more they talk about it. Also, don't miss context. I think I'm keeping it. I think I'm still keeping it. Hope you all having a good day. Sadly, can't stick around. It's an incredibly slow day, but my usual hiding spots are in constant use today. Those monsters. Are they hiding in there too? Well, I hope you enjoy lurking in the background. I feel like the appeal of the backrooms is originally the whole sense of nostalgia and the feeling of being alone. I think it's supposed to be liminal spaces. Like being lost in a mall in an area that doesn't have any store signs. The movie was the first half in it. I'd give it that. Was effective in the first half. Okay. What do you think that it was when it tried to be more mainstream that it became more of a failing point for you? Because I feel like there's a trend with some movies that are like, okay, this is too much like not what the movies that exist before. We got to change it a little bit so it's more like an actual movie. I don't know if that happens in it, but I'm wondering if that happens there. Mendo Colog wouldn't work as a movie in your opinion. Yeah, that's gonna be weird. I wonder if we're gonna ever see SCP as a movie, because isn't that a Russian title? In fact, it was effective in the latter half, but that's a nagging feeling you had. Okay. No, the thing is, the movie tries to be about something that it had to tether itself to a mechanic to make a statement. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I can see how that can be a problem. I feel like the SCP movie would work depending on what SCPs they put in it. Yeah, but like, I think that what appeals about SCP is actually being scared of your character blinking. You know, not just scared of someone else blinking. All right, let me check out the live chat. SCP is from any country. It's a worldwide. Where is the first SCP from? Who was the first developer of it? I gotta look this up now. I'm only thinking of SCP-173. Okay, maybe that is the problem. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Hold on. That guy's not from Russia? Or do we not have info on that guy at all? And it was literally just that thread, and it was lost to history. SS. Yeah, I thought so. God dang it. I might... You know what's crazy? I might have been in that thread, and now I'm irritated because I don't think I have proof that this guy's Russian. God dang it. I'm actually mad now. Okay. I'm not gonna look at that anymore. It's gonna make me more mad. Well, talk about lost media, that's very irritating. Let's look at maladaptive daydreaming. People always roll their eyes when I tell them
Wanna
about
lose
SCP.
weight without
Basically,
losing-
oh my, shut up. People always roll their eyes when I tell them about SCP. Is basically in universe being recreated to torture a single person. I'd say that by being repulsed by power scalers and SCP writers who try to out omnipotent, out omnipotent each other's creations. These people, ironically, are letting their standards be defined by power scalers, if that makes any sense. No, that's actually one of the things that does not appeal to me about SCP. I like the game. That's as deep as I like it, and that's as much as I want of it. I don't want anything else. I just like the game. And then every time I see anybody else to write anything else about SCPs, I feel like it's very boring. It was an English post. No, it was an English post. I know you say, you have to understand, 4chan used to have a lot of like Russian users. Oh my god, I don't want to discuss the history of things. But like it's an anime fan board site. That's what it is. You can be anywhere and love anime too much. And the X forum was specifically for creepy spots, like things that are just creepy. And then there were Nazis. And the Nazis often fought with the Russian communists. And then Russia invaded Ukraine and cut off their internet. So like I don't even know if we have access to these people anymore. Yeah, surely just so you know, a lot of those Nazis started out as like a joke. And then like some of them are like, wait, but I was actually secretly telling the truth. It's like, oh. It's stupid. It's such a stupid era of the internet. And I know too much about it. Alright, let's see this lady with the crazy outfit.
Hey everybody,
Hi.
I'm Katie Morton, a licensed marriage and family therapist, and today I'm going to explain what maladaptive daydreaming is, why it happens, and 6 ways to better manage it. So make sure to stick around until the end to see how to best manage maladaptive daydreaming.
How dare you?
Let's get right into it.
She's got the elevator music.
Maladaptive daydreaming is a form of dissociation, and it's when we have very detailed and structured daydreams or fantasies that we struggle to manage. We can enjoy our daydream life better than our regular one, and as a result, we can find ourselves spending hours on end in this daydream.
They look at SCP-3999 and see an entity recreating the universe, specifically to torture a single person, and immediately have their alarm bells ring and become dismissive, or just on the basis of the SCP is written to be too powerful. Then they are perceiving the story based on the character's power level and not actually processing the story based on those themes and emotional texture. They are trying to rebel power scalers, but the standard of power scalers inverted. Yeah, it's still power scaling. Yeah, no, it's a bit still. I don't like power scaling. How about maladaptive day drinking? Ayo. Hi, Chris. I have a video from Gerard the Completionist that I'd like to see today, so I'm glad you're here. Repel. To be fair, the majority of those kinds of SCPs are extremely cringe, and they're just a hidden gem in there. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like it's gotten too far. It's gone too far.
It can get in the way of us doing our work or engaging with people that we love and make our life hard to manage. One member of our community shared that maladaptive daydreaming. I want to take a minute to thank BetterHelp for sponsoring this
How
video.
dare.
With BetterHelp, you can access their network of over
4 years
20,000
ago.
licensed with back. One member of our community shared that, quote, "It's a joy and an escape from the mundane of life. Yet, if you don't keep an eye on it, it takes over your life." Maladaptive
I think I only like power scalers if it's written in a movie. I don't want to hear fanatics talk about it. And if SCP, both the entity and victim are basically disappear, so when they get messy with the continuity,
daydreaming isn't a diagnosable mental illness. It isn't in the ICD or the DSM, but it is, in my opinion, one form of dissociation. Now, the reason I believe this is because dissociation occurs when what's happening in our real life is just too much to process or deal with in the moment. So our brain sort of pulls the ripcord on reality and pulls us out of the overwhelming situation for a bit. It allows us to mentally take a break from reality. And maladaptive daydreaming is no different, which is why we can hide out in our daydream when we feel stressed or overwhelmed.
I literally, when I think of power scalers, I just think of like people on the playground of like 5th grade just like screaming, "Nuh-uh, well, I can turn invisible. Well, I can see heat vision. Well, I'm too cold. I can breathe cold air," or something like that. You know what I mean?
And get into the habit of jumping into it quickly when our life gets difficult. Another viewer shares, "It's a huge life I created to escape the horrible one that I was in as a teen. It was a feeling of relief."
So this is like escapism for non-gamers. Not to call you a non-gamer, Baron, but I don't know what video games you like.
Big news out here.
I do know what games you like, and they're usually story games. Anyone who's unironically asked if Goku can beat up Superman should be jailed. That is something. Well, we've already seen epic rap battles of history, right? My god, this stock footage.
Some of the most common symptoms of maladaptive
We do have, Baron did make a top list. Did we made you make a list, right? You were part of that, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, you made one too? Okay, cool.
daydreaming are, number one, spending multiple hours a day in
I think texture's a good word for it. I think you're good on that.
daydream or fantasy. Number two, not being able to stop ourselves from going into the daydream. Number three, we're unable to pull ourselves out of it when we want.
I want to hear that first one again.
Not being able to stop ourselves are, number one, spending multiple hours a day in the daydream or fantasy. Number two, not being able to stop ourselves from going into the daydream. Number three, we're unable to pull ourselves out of it when we want.
I feel as though this is like a self-control thing. Like, it's not really about wanting at that point, isn't it? Like, my understanding of maladaptive daydreaming is that it's like escapism. It's very much, if you've ever seen the movie Pan's Labyrinth, that's what I see it as.
Number four, we have a very detailed daydream with real storylines, plots, and characters, and could even be very similar to our real life, just maybe better or less stressful.
It sounds like good guy schizophrenia.
And number five,
When it happens, you don't want it to happen? Does it? My understanding of it is not that it happens when you don't want it to happen. Like, it's not invasive. Like, if you have schizophrenia and you start seeing dead bodies around you, that's just like happening and you don't want it to happen, right? But this is like, I'm not occupying myself. I'm looking away out the window and I'm just kind of zoning into nothing. My eyes glaze over and then like I have the daydream is happening and I'm having this active dreaming event in front of me. But if you were like distracted, like if somebody's like having you like it's not happening while you're moving, like let's say you're helping a friend move a couch up the stairs. It's not happening then. If you have schizophrenia, if you didn't want it to happen, you're going to see a dead body and your friend's asking you to help move a dead body upstairs for some reason. Like that's where I'm seeing the difference here, and that's why I'm a little bit confused, because like this sounds I want her to clarify more, but maybe that she will get into it. Power scaling might not be the better word to talk about bad SCP writers. Yeah, the bad SCP writers, they're like the creature writers of Reddit. No, my SCP is stronger.
we prefer to be in the daydream. And number 6, if we're pulled out by someone, like someone interrupts us or something, we want to return to it immediately. And also, I read a case report on maladaptive daydreaming and its overlap with gaming disorder. They found that these two issues shared a lot of the same symptoms, and in some cases, people struggled with both. But I'll link the report below if you want to read more about it.
Is this her B-roll? Why does everyone wear
Maladaptive
yellow?
daydreaming occurs because what's going on in our life is too much for us to manage. This could be because we have
Yeah, it is a
past
very
trauma and the
crazy
PTSD
box.
symptoms have left us on edge and without
I like it. I like actually one of my favorite shirt patterns is black shirt with flowers on it.
much resilience. Or it could be that our anxiety is so high that any stressor pushes us outside of our ability to cope. Really, any mental health issue we're struggling with can make us more vulnerable to dissociation as a whole. Remember, we go into these elaborate daydreams as a way of escaping reality. So anything that makes our reality uncomfortable or overwhelming could be the trigger or potential cause of our maladaptive daydreaming. For example, let's say we were abused when we were a child, and certain sounds or even someone raising their voice can overwhelm our system. Now, that overwhelm doesn't lead to a panic attack, but instead, we feel the urge to daydream, almost like an impulse pulling us into a much happier, safer place. And that urge can be so strong that before we even know it's happening, we're in our daydream. And as we kind of look around, we may not even know how long we've been there. Another member of our community says,
I can't tell if she has safety pins for earrings.
quote, "It's like watching a movie in your head where you can choose what happens and it gives you a timeout."
What if AI could do your most repetitive tasks?
You're telling me that AI can move some heavy boxes for me?
With Google Workspace Studio, you can automate workflows, track action items, and more simply by describing
Yeah,
your
whatever. Don't let AI do that for you.
So what do? Right? We didn't come here just to chat about what it is or why it happens. We want to know what we can do to manage it. Well, my first tip is to come up with some coping skills to better manage our upsets. These could be distractions, like going for a walk, playing with an animal like Roxy, coloring, cleaning the house. Anything that doesn't harm us but keeps our mind busy is wonderful.
Keeps your mind busy. That's exactly what I was using that couch moving metaphor.
It could also be process-based things like journaling, talking to a friend
Repetitive and mundane tasks like having sex with your wife instead of hanging out with the boys at the bar.
about how we're doing, seeing a therapist, using an impulse log, or anything that helps us tap into what we're thinking and feeling. Doing these things can help build up our resilience zone, or otherwise known as our ability to kind of weather life's storms, so it can be helpful in so many ways. Now, I have an older video where I offer 24 of them, and the comments are filled with other ideas, so if you're struggling to come up with these, you can check out that video for some ideas. My second tip is to take care of our basic needs, meaning that we need to get enough sleep, take care of any illness we may have, drink enough water, eat regularly, and connect with people. A great acronym to remind you of what to check in on is HALT, and it stands for hungry, angry, lonely, and tired. If you feel yourself wanting to slide into that maladaptive daydream, see if you can grab a snack or call a friend, or maybe get to bed a bit earlier tonight. Doing those things can make us less vulnerable to our impulses or any emotional upset.
She seems to be in alignment with my suspicion that it is a self-control thing.
We may have to deal with. So check in and take care of yourself first. Third is to keep a good schedule. Our brain and body.
Yeah, see, schedule. Like, I'm not trying to be vulgar here or anything like that. I'm like being completely blunt and honest. But like again, I did a lot of like research into like psychological stuff. I don't have a degree like this lady, but I did do a lot of research in this, and this feels like everything she's giving as advice is like advice you'd give a chronic masturbator. You know?
Love rituals because it will get used to them and know what's
Try to eat healthy. Go for a walk.
coming next so that we're more prepared. Keeping a good routine, like going to bed around the same time each night, doing the same morning routine, and unwinding around the same time each evening can help us better manage anything unplanned that may pop up. It's like our brain doesn't have to worry as much or be as vigilant because most of our day is already set and structured. This can help keep us present and lower our risk of being pulled into a maladaptive daydream.
Yeah, see, it's like you need more stuff to stimulate your brain that isn't just your surrounding environment. Like you need activities you need to be engaged with, not just watching media, not just listening to things in the background. You need to actually actively participate in the conversations. You need to do physical stuff, etc. Do you have insomnia, so a good schedule is not happening? Yeah, I can understand that, but also like you probably need like something to keep your mind occupied that isn't to let it run rampant.
Fourth is to have some go-to grounding techniques. These can be things like
counting. I like lurkers. In fact, I feel like that's the model. That is the model on Twitch. I'm passive enjoyment for people. Like that's just it. You guys are watching me while you do other things. You're playing video games at the same time. You have other tabs open. You have you might be talking to someone else while I'm back there. Like this is just part of it. And then whenever you hear something that pricks up your ears, it makes you interested and want to be like, oh, I want to engage in this conversation or something like that. That's what happens, and that's completely normal. That's how Twitch operates. I do wonder, is there, like, I've been thinking about methods of causing engagement, and one of the ideas I have is like making an active game similar to the game where we all type in like spell checked words or something like that. Like we could do stuff to do that, but yeah. You want to engage with the conversation? There you go. Because you have ADHD. That was the problem with me when I was younger. I had nobody to talk to, and when I was an introvert, I only had friends to talk to when I was at school or somewhere else other than home. Which was very rare. Yeah, I hated talking to people. I'm just straight up antisocial. My natural state is to withdraw and hide and just like consume the internet through observation. But like hanging out with people in real life like upsets me. I want to get rid of that part of me though.
Colors where you look around the room and count the number of items that are blue or brown or black. Or we can use the alphabet tool, look around our environment for things that start with A, B, C, and so on. Another great technique to help keep us in our bodies is to take time during our shower to notice the water as it hits all of our different body parts. As it hits our head, say to yourself, that's my head, and the water feels warm, or whatever you feel. And do this for each part of your body, and just notice how you feel in that part.
I believe my own personal self-diagnosis is that I have depersonalization disorder, where I don't actually feel like I'm in my own body. And I don't really care about that. I feel like that's a fine way to live. But this method she's describing sounds like a good way to combat that, but like I don't have a problem with it. That's how you got through high school. I just stayed in the corner doing my own thing and doing my work. It was mostly me going without too much interaction. Yeah, exactly. And that can be a problem for people that are super social. Like, they're like, why do you do this? Why don't you have more friends? Why don't you just socialize? Like, I can see that. At least, you know, you're interacting on Twitch. I'm a lurker on Twitch. I don't like talking on Twitch. That's like, if anybody ever sees me on a Twitch channel, I'm saying something, that's out of character for me. Because I like to just be there. I like to have it in the background. I don't necessarily like to interact. So, like, if you see me say something, that's me trying to step outside my comfort zone of what I like to do and just be like, this is me trying to actually engage in it. And that's just how it is. But yeah, in school, I went to school. I always passed every test and quiz. I did not do my homework. Kids like to, I used to actively go whenever lunchtime happened. Instead of socializing, I'd go to the library and hang out there. I'd read Wikipedia articles. If the library was closed for some reason that day, or maybe all the places were full, it was like a situation where I'd be forced to socialize, I'd just walk around the school instead.
And it sounds silly.
Some jerks who kept bothering me near the end of my senior year in my world history class, but I kept ignoring them. Yeah, I can see that. I've never had anybody dislike me, or usually. So the worst case scenario that ever happened to me is that I was in a school in New York State where this girl who was my friend was getting picked on by other people in the class, and I thought that was really weird. Like, why to pick on her? Like, what they were doing basically to pick on her was mostly like they were saying stuff that they felt they were very uncomfortable by her because she was weird, and they couldn't identify why she was so weird. And I stood up for her by by making them feel super uncomfortable by asking very similar questions of them. I have it written down. I have everything in detail. It ended with them like being totally like they left her alone for the rest of the time that I was there. But yeah, it's I should probably just look into these stories so I can tell you. But like I've never personally experienced these bully things. I usually fight the people that bully. He's just trying to be funny and annoying to the quiet kid. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what they're doing. It's because people that are extroverted are like made uncomfortable by people that are like introverted or even neurotypical. Like there's like I'm sure you've encountered this kind of person who is like they cannot be in a room quietly. They have to socialize. If you and them are in the room, they're like, so do you want to talk or something? Like they'll start bouncing around. They'll be nervous. Like, do you want to talk? Do you want to socialize? It's crazy that we're here together, isn't it? Like they are like they're a nervous wreck when they're not in a situation that is the normal socialization that they are used to. One of those kids that constantly interrupted the class thinking he was funny. Yeah, that too. That all eyes on me kind of person. I can see that. And they especially like targeted you for not giving them the attention they wanted. I had teachers like that. I had a teacher who would just like if like he liked to be the funny guy, and I'm not easy to make laugh. So he would often apparently he told my brother things like, "Oh, your brother, he hates me. Your brother hates me all the time because I never laughed at his jokes ever because it's hard to make me laugh." And he took it as a personal thing.
I know, but
oh yeah, and also remember, anytime I do laugh on stream, it's usually performative. Let me rewind a bit so I can.
And the water feels warm or whatever you feel. And do this for each part of your body and just notice.
By the way, her advice is very good. You just need to be present, actually give yourself something to do other than daydream, because like it is a lack of stimulation that's happening. I think that I feel right about my initial statement that this disorder is a lack of externalized activities, and it is caused by not actually having a lot to do and not having the mental stimulation. And you might need more mental stimulation than most people, and that's why you turn to daydreaming.
How you feel in that part. And it sounds silly, I know, but when all we want to do is disconnect and pull out of ourselves, this can help keep us grounded and connected to our real life. Also, I know if we have trauma in our past, this can be hard or possibly even triggering to do, but please keep trying little by little. You could do it while you're putting lotion on or putting your clothes on for the day, if doing it in the shower is just too difficult or too upsetting. Which moves nicely into my fifth tip, and that is to get into therapy.
Well, what's hard for people in the couples therapy space is sometimes really expensive.
Well, let's see, I'll read. I agree. Like I said, it doesn't happen to me anymore because I have stuff to do nowadays, and it doesn't. Oh, okay. So maybe that's one of the reasons that you're more aware of it, is because of the contrast of how it used to be. And you're like, I don't do this as much as I used to, and now you have a reason. There's one interaction I remember him. He came up to me and said, "How's your day?" Trying to be annoying, and I said, "Bad." And he said, "Why?" He said, "Because you were here." And his friends laughed. That's funny. Yeah, that's actually a good way to. That is a pretty good way to combat it. That sounds like something I would do if I was in a circumstance like that.
Since maladaptive daydreaming
especially because that kind of person doesn't want to be disliked. That's the reason they're like singling you out, is because they want to be liked by everyone, they single you out because they feel like you are giving them you're giving them substantial resistance. Maybe you're reminding them of someone they know that upsets them, and they're like trying to break the facade so that you can like them as well, but it's like not working, and their tactics are super abrasive to you. So like your statement on that definitely probably just undercut them a little bit more, and I'm not sure if that's a good or bad thing for the record.
My fifth tip, and that is to get into therapy. Since maladaptive daydreaming often comes from trauma, overwhelming stress or anxiety, and many other mental health issues, finding someone we can talk to and get support from is key. A therapist can help us come up with other coping skills, process any of that past trauma, and change our unhelpful behaviors. They can even guide us through exposure therapy, where we would intentionally engage with triggering things, knowing that we have our coping skills to help us, and slowly prove to our nervous system that those things we thought were scary really aren't that scary after all.
Mm-hmm.
There is so much a therapist can help us with.
Therapy might be easier to do outside the U.S. I don't know about you. She might be in the U.S. though. She's in the U.S. apparently. I do not currently offer online therapy. Okay.
We just have to make sure that we like them and we feel like they listen and understand us. And finally, my sixth tip is for emergency use only. I feel like
Britland, UK, is probably definitely a bad spot for therapy as well. I feel like there's just my stereotype in the head when I think about the UK. It's a bunch of people with like shortly cut hair and old boomers that literally cannot connect with younger people. I don't know anything. Like, I know nothing about what it's like to live in the UK. The most example of what I have for like what it's like in the UK is the TV show called Spaced. That's it. That's my only understanding of it. And Kingsman. I'm kidding about that. You mentioned this kind of stuff for where I'm from, they would make fun of you. Interesting. Well, that's why the therapists exist. Their job is not to make fun of you, and if they do make fun of you, that's pretty funny, actually.
Feel ourselves wanting to daydream or feel that familiar pull, and there's nothing we can do to stop it. Take some time quickly to set a timer on your phone to go off in 30 minutes or 1 hour. Setting time boundaries can be really
usually the emotional part of people in the UK, they are usually like they're in pubs and what not. That's my understanding.
Helpful as we fight back against this unhealthy coping skill.
It's one flaw of the Kurdish people. They don't take mental conditions seriously. If you're a man, you're not allowed to have them. Well, they're under a totally different stressor environment. The biggest problem, like you're gonna find this with most cultures, that like men are just like kind of alienated from having emotions whatsoever or emotional responses at all. I think that the fact that it might be on a totally different level with Kurdish people because they tend to be the out group in terms of the ethnicities. Like if you were from Turkey and you're Kurdish, you're basically like you're otherized to an extreme degree. Like there's with prejudice. So yeah, I totally get it.
Obviously, the time can change depending on what we have going on, but try not to dedicate more than 1 hour to the daydream. And make sure your alarm is loud enough to pull you out, or at least give you the option of leaving the daydream. Recovery from things like this isn't ever going to be perfect, which is why it's important to remember that it's a process, not perfection. Be patient with yourself and know that you'll have another opportunity to fight the urge again, so we can just try another tool then. And stick with it, because with practice and patience, it can and will get better.
I will say I was a little bit concerned that she was going to be a sensationalist psychologist on YouTube. I like what she said. She's right. She's good.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I will see you next time.
I have to say, like, my understanding of psychology, like, I'm not licensed. I just read a lot of books in my spare time as a kid that just happened to, like, bleed into my adult life really well. I don't really talk. I try to not talk too much about the psychological stuff that I've learned over time, because I'm always worried I'm going to sound like a BuzzFeed therapist. That's like an actual concern of mine. I'm like, I should probably get actually licensed if I'm going to do something like that. Eating disorder, that's what Filler has with beans on toast, maybe. Beans, toast, and Marmite, all on one sitting. Chris, in color, are you here for the a completionist video? I actually don't know if we've seen this already. And if we have, we're not going to watch it. And the reason I'm asking Chris about the completionist is because he's met the completionist. Fun fact for y'all. You're here to engage in conversation. There you go.
You know what makes
I bet Chris also has a very similar issue to daydreaming.
No pain, no gain, no thanks.
What?
Real strength isn't taking the pain.
Yeah, completionist mentioned. There you go. Yeah, Chris has met completionist. Why is that at 360? Get up here. Ha! That's the first part of the video, is it? Hold on. Oh my god, it is. There's no millennial pause on this guy. This is the completionist. I think that can we get a picture of this? Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Is he still making videos? Yes. Yes, I actually would encourage people to check him out, because they are not doing too good, in my opinion, in the scheme of things. The most recent video did really well. Let me. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on. Right click, open new tab, show new tab, video. All right, most recently, they are getting like 15,000 views per video, and it's ridiculous. There's some videos that are doing pretty okay. 38,000, 42,000, 30,000. Like they're like halfway from my perspective of what a successful video is. When it's a video that is personal, it's, nearly 100,000 views. It's pretty clear that it's not botted. Some of these videos are really good, like 60,000 there, but like these are not. The last really good video that they did was You Deserve Answers. Again, I want to point out, I think that the charity thing that they are doing, I think that they got locked into a OCD spiral. Like, they wanted to do these things, but they wanted to make sure they did it right. They wanted to do these things, but they wanted to make sure to do it right. But they want to make sure they do these things, but they want to make sure they do it right over and over and over again. To the point where this is like the same mentality that people do go through when they hoard things, like physical things in their house, right? They want to get rid of the things, but they don't know how to get rid of it. And so they just keep collecting. And same thing for like how his money worked. And so I just feel, I personally empathize with him. I just want to point that out. I do empathize with this guy. Who's that new guy? Good question. Maybe that's the problem. You lost power? I'm sorry about that. By the way, you guys know that Marvel is making a series comic called The Midnight Comics to challenge DC's Absolute Universe? Interesting. When in Rome. I hope it's a good universe. Anyway, have you seen this video, Chris? I don't know. This seems like a video I might have watched on stream. Have we seen it? I'm in a data hoarding mood. So, like, I feel like watching a bunch of data hoarding stuff. We have seen it, or at least you have. Got it. Maybe we shouldn't see this, but this was 3 years ago, and we have totally different people watching now. You have an image of Midnight Spider-Man to show if you're interested. Yeah, feel free. I will gladly look at it. You down to rewatch? Yeah, me too. All right, let's rewatch it.
I bought every Nintendo 3DS and Wii U game on the eShop. That's 866 Wii U games and 1,547 3DS games, including DSiWare, Virtual Console games, and DLC, equating...
Maybe you did. Hold on, let's see if... Oh my god. Okay, new YouTube, your layout sucks. I just wanted to see if maybe... Sometimes they organize the chat based on, like, relevant to... I miss the old days of social media.
to 1.2 terabytes on the Nintendo Wii U and 267 gigabytes, or 2,136,689 blocks on the Nintendo 3DS. That's right, this thing measures in blocks. And
oh, that's weird. I actually like that concept. That's a horrifying concept. Hold on. I want to show you this. That's horrifying. I like that. That's great. That seems like a horrifying concept, but it also looks really good. Love the aesthetic of it for sure. It already, like, this raises like all sorts of cool ideas. I hope, my personal hope is that now he has to like protect the spider, and he's just like, he looks normal, but he's got a spider on his chest. I hope that stays. I don't know how far it's gonna go. Hold on a second, let me get back to where did it go? Oh my god, where did I put it? Is this it? There it is. Look at that face. Yeah, that's a pretty cool. I like that. That's a pretty cool effect. Alright.
This whole ordeal took 328 days, required 464 eShop cards, and cost $22,791. This is how we did it.
Like, him doing this kind of stuff, I want to point out, is literally why I can't get mad at him for hoarding the money. He should not have hoarded the money, but I also think that he should never have been in control of it to begin with. I feel, like, again, I feel sorry for him. I feel like I think he has a psychological issue.
Back in 2022, Nintendo made a lot of announcements. Yes, new games will always get me excited, but the announcement that hit me the hardest was that the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS eShops would be shutting down on March 27th, 2023. As somebody who loves playing and collecting games, this sort of thing is always scary. When a digital storefront shuts down or games get delisted, countless titles run that risk of being lost forever. That's when I got a stupid crazy
Yeah, I hope he doesn't turn into the human spider.
idea. What would it take to save all those Nintendo Wii U and 3DS games from being lost? Step one of many was to determine necessary costs and storage. Unfortunately, none of the comprehensive lists online that we found included prices or even file sizes. So we spent 3 days compiling all of that data into a big spreadsheet. Once we had all that information,
I love that he has a team. I would love to have a team.
we were able to more easily march forward with our noble cause of preservation.
Gerard, there's absolutely no way the company can spend 18 grand on fucking Nintendo games.
Now, we tried to get a sponsor for this video, but nobody would bite. So we had to indirectly fund this project with a bunch of sponsors. Today's video is brought to you by our sponsor.
I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor.
Today's video is brought to you by today's sponsor. Once we had the money,
I love how random his hair is. Like the Human Spider-Man story, but they should do something different. Agreed.
it was time to add the funds to our eShop balance. At that point in time, we had just two options. One, add funds to my Nintendo ID account with a credit card, or two, use eShop gift cards. When weighing our options as to which would least likely trigger the bank to stall us out on our quest, buying eShop cards physically in bulk seemed like the way to go. So I reached out to friends and coworkers to get this done. There was Team Relish, which contained me and my buddies from high school, Phil and Alan, as well as Toasty, one of my camera guy friends over at G4. There was Team Mustard with producer Michael, editor Pat, and my friend Alex Kramer. And then there was Team Ted.
I think it's funny whenever he like clarifies my friend, my editor, my producer, my friend.
Which was just Ted by himself.
There's...
Oh my god.
You?
With Centrum H-Defy.
Wait, what? What the heck was that an ad for? I should have watched that.
Driving around town in Michael's car to buy up a bunch of eShop cards.
I just realized who that is.
To get a bunch of games on video game consoles from 10 years ago.
Starts with a B.
Stop number one, Bonds. Here we go. 5 links.
We got
okay, this feels like you have to be worried about scammers.
$50 cards that equate to $2,000 right here.
I will guard them with my life.
My
we
God.
just learned that it is GameStop policy that you can only buy $200 worth of gift cards in a single purchase. So you have to leave all of these.
Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if we get a bunch of waffle makers? Does that count?
No, it doesn't.
No, they probably won't let us walk away with all these.
Ooh, we got some Zelda.
God, this would be so stressful.
I mean, Link. I didn't say Zelda at all. Why would I say that? That wouldn't make sense. That's not me. It's a joke. Haha, it's funny.
They said no. I can only pay as much as I could in cash, which is bizarre because they were saying they only take cash and debit, but not credit. Which to me, if you're trying to buy and launder gift cards, you'd want credit and debit at the very least because you can track it better. MVPs of our search were Target, Best Buy, and shockingly,
Apparently, if there's a news, if the Spider-Man one succeeds, they also have Midnight X-Men and Midnight Fantastic Four planned. Interesting. I think it. Well, I hope it works out. The X-Men one sounds like it could be really interesting.
Depot and Lowe's, probably because nobody would think to do their Nintendo shopping at a hardware store. In a matter of hours, we had made incredible progress. But right at that finish line, disaster struck.
Hey, by chance, is Gerard getting a text flagging our information?
Mikey's card keeps getting declined.
The bank is still declining the card, even though it should be good.
I think we're short like 2K, and Mikey was the last line of defense to get us there.
That's so frustrating.
Just an absolute...
I consider this video to be super important. Also, is his beard tucked up because of the mask he's wearing?
Wash.
We had the cards, we had the money, Best Buy wanted to sell them to us, but the bank locked us out.
Today, capitalism took the big L.
If we had gotten total half of what we were supposed to get, I would have been impressed. But the fact that we ourselves got about half.
I have not seen a lot of the absolute characters. Feel free to share that.
That's phenomenal to me.
At the end of the day, even with all of our credit cards frozen, I knew we'd be okay. We knew which stores would be kind and which would restrict us. So, with all those cards in hand, it was time for the real adventure to begin. So, we had our money, we had all of our systems set up ready to go, and had our full list of games to purchase. All we had to do now was just fire up the eShops, load up all of the eShop card codes into My Nintendo Balance, and right away we ran into a brick wall. Now, I'm not sure...
This is where I want the charity money to go. Alright, let me see. Looks like Scorpion from Mortal Kombat. Is that a mask on his face? Is he wearing a gator mask? Yeah, he just looks like a Mortal Kombat character.
If any of you at home knew this, but both the Wii U and 3DS eShops have a lot of restrictions. Most likely to prevent kids from accidentally bankrupting their parents, a digital wallet can only ever hold $250 in it at a single time. I thought the limit was specific for when making credit card purchases. I was woefully wrong.
This is why it's stupid. This is why we're doing this. This is exactly why we're doing this. We have to add a balance, buy games, add balance, buy games, add balance, buy games.
Did some napkin math, and it's about $18,000 divided by 250 is 72. So we have to do this whole cycle 72 times.
So I can't purchase
and the Nintendo
and
eShop
then hit
sucks.
download later for too many games.
So basically every 10 games.
And a serial killer who kills evil billionaires? Oh, like he's like some sort of like Robin Hood. I see. The zeitgeist is really interesting. You can really see what the zeitgeist is with comic books. I have a very strong feeling we're about to reach a interesting class warfare in the United States.
It's because we're only 10 on the list.
Yeah. Look, Nintendo, I know you didn't mean to hurt my feelings. Let me tell you I'm mad at you. I bought $18,000 worth of these Nintendo gift cards that you tried to make sure I couldn't buy. I bought them all, and now you're saying I only put $250 at a time on your balance, on your stores, and I can only download so many games at once? Come on, man! I'm trying to give you money!
And to make all this sting a little more,
after redeeming several $1,000s worth of gift cards,
I mean, that's essentially what he's doing is, I think at least, that this is going to be utilized for piracy later, to be honest with you. Because, like, I can't, like, he's got to host this somewhere, right? I feel like the only person who sees something good about each Absolute Comics, in the Green Lantern one, which is your least favorite. Okay, I don't know what Absolute Green Lantern looks like. Wait, is that... Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. Okay, no, that's Green Arrow. I don't know what the Absolute Green Lantern looks like. I usually like Green Lantern, so that would be interesting.
It locks you out. I have to wait almost 24 hours before I redeem any more cards.
Oh my god.
It's a big problem for us in our plans because we basically can only buy games every other day.
So, we called Nintendo support.
I was going to say, you should.
A lot. We worked our way up the chain with different representatives to see if there was any way that these roadblocks could be removed or at least lessened. In all cases, it was a very straightforward and grim no, as those blockers were hard-coded into the systems themselves and they were not able to be adjusted with any individual account. Suddenly, I was battling a ticking clock because even though we had the cash, I started to wonder if I even had the time to spend it all.
Okay, so you said good news, bad news.
Yeah, so we got some double good news. First things first, we got all what we think is the remaining balance for the whole project, which puts us at around 22 to 23,000, which will take care of, we hope, the DLC.
Email?
Yes.
Crazy.
The other good thing is that because of things like the Game Awards coming around and like other events and stuff, games are going on sale all the time for franchises. So that's actually solid for us. We might actually save some money depending on the week of when we download things. The bad news, going through our spreadsheets, games are disappearing. So there are games that I can't purchase anymore because they've been removed. The publishers are not renewing their licenses knowing the shops are closing in March of next year.
All this would be more manageable if it wasn't happening over Wi-Fi because downloading anything takes a long.
Why spread your money across multiple prediction markets?
You dropped it? Alright, let me check it out.
Unlike either of its console generation contemporaries in the PlayStation,
that's cool. I like the I like the glowing hand. Their outfit is mostly standard issue, it looks like. That's interesting.
The Wii U has paltry internal memory, with external hard drives truly being the only way to store everything. So, we checked around across various forums for the best external 2TB hard drives to hook up to our Wii U.
Is Star Wars Gangsta Rap Part 1 and 2 made by completely different people? I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds funny. Because the first one holds up, punches different, and drives humor subtly. I don't know anything about it, so I don't know. Maybe you should make... That sounds like a YouTube video you should make. Do you like it? Feel like it's way too slow and a problem with Absolute Flash. Oh, slow for Flash? That's interesting. I have no idea.
We started the downloading process, and about 137 gigabytes into filling it up, we encountered an error message telling us that we were unable to add additional games because the storage was full. Now, we knew there was no way that could actually be possible. We had done the math about how much data we needed.
We can only have 300 icons on the Wii U at a time.
That doesn't make any sense because you can make as many folders as you want that have hundreds of icons in those folders.
No, I know. That's just what this forum says. It doesn't matter the amount of folders. It's the icons themselves.
Yeah, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news here, guys, but it's the exact same on the 3DS. Yeah.
Despite having
That's
enough
so
space,
irritating.
the icon limit kneecapped the idea of having every game on either system, ultimately requiring me to collectively stack up SD cards and hard drives. And when it comes to DSiWare, we hit an exception.
It's a good thing that he did this before the giant boost in price on hard drives, right? It's absolute flash. The one other problem is that each chapter art style changes between gritty and anime style, where there's 2 different artists working on it. Oh, that's really interesting. Do they do this like symbolically? Like the anime artist does the certain scenes, like maybe whenever the Flash is moving fast, or is it just alternating?
Our problem. They don't save to an SD card. They save directly to the console no matter what. And the memory on the console is only 1005 blocks, or in our real world case, 125 megabytes of space. So I had purchased and downloaded a few DSiWare games, and the 3DS would eventually tell me that I had hit the limit of my system memory, or that I hit the total number.
Oh, interesting. Okay, it's like chapter. I see. That's pretty weird.
A lot of DSi icons. Then it was time to back out of the eShop, head to the system.
I mean, it makes sense.
Menu, where I then would have to painstakingly migrate each DSiWare title to the SD card for my ever-growing tower. Then I'd have to go back to system memory, where I would then have to delete the now migrated DSiWare game to clear up storage. Then back to the eShop, scroll back to where I was in the download line, and begin the process all over again. And all of this happened before dealing with any of the DLC for either console. Now, look, I'll start with the good. The Wii U has a streamlined system for DLC. You click on a game to purchase from the eShop, and well, bam, there's an icon letting you know that, hey, this game has DLC.
I actually am surprised by that too. I think that it's a good system concept. Like, it works really well. I've never had one, but I feel like it was a very good concept in general.
When you click on the game, you can even scroll down and immediately see what DLC
I think I like them more than the Switch just because I can put it in my pocket.
Available to download. This largely made the process of filling out the Wii U library a snap. And if you want to see all the hidden gems on the Wii U when it has to offer, share this video with a friend or an enemy. I don't care. Views are views. And if this sucker gets a million views in 3 months, I'll make a video showcasing some of these weird-ass games that I found. I am not above pandering like this. This whole experience has completely broken me. But 3 months ago, I was already in far too deep. And that's before we even fully touched on the Nintendo 3DS and... Okay, look, I have tried to be understanding and accommodating here, but the infrastructure and the user experience for the Nintendo 3DS is horrendous. The search feature is awful. There's no way to effectively filter out game trailers, let alone navigate, forcing you to click through every single page once you've been forced to start downloading games. Tags are outdated or flat out incorrect, but the single greatest bane of my existence is how the Nintendo 3DS handles DLC on the eShop, in that it doesn't. You cannot search for the DLC separately on the Nintendo 3DS eShop. It simply will not appear. Now, there is a category for games that have DLC, but the DLC is not there. You can only access the possibility of purchasing DLC once you boot up the games themselves.
Visit Sparkle Snapshot if you want to download new decorations for your photos.
I do want to download these weird things.
So here is where things are getting a little, where the costs are ballooning. Now we've got DLC, including DLC for Theater Rhythm, Final Fantasy, Curtain Call. That game is already expensive digitally. There are also 5 pages of songs to download, which is 50 songs. That's another $50. On top of downloadable characters.
All right, let's go shopping.
When you think of Mario, with this set, anything you photograph can become a part of the Mushroom Kingdom.
So the cost of this game is basically triple what it says in the eShop.
Are you sure about this?
Only $1.
Are you sure about this?
But in the most confounding anti-capitalist twist yet, some games would hide their DLC options, and many of these are first-party Nintendo titles. I shit you not. New Super Mario Bros. 2, you need to beat the first world, which is a ninth of the game, before the DLC becomes even available for you to purchase. You must play the game before you can pay more money to buy more game. And New Super Mario Bros. 2's bizarre practice of distance DLC was not an outlier either. Fire Emblem Fates required me to play through 5 chapters before the DLC shop became available. Actually, it's 6 chapters, not 5. There's 2 more Fire Emblem games that have similar DLC requirements, and Professor Layton vs. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, you have to beat the game before you can buy the DLC, and that takes an average of 24 hours! Ultimately, I do hope that I can play
As well
many
edited.
of these games, and in purchasing the entire library, I am now able to do so. But because my Nintendo ID
Yeah,
is now
Ace
linked
Attorney, apparently.
to a single Wii U and 3DS, playing a game meant potentially not downloading other games, and that sort of gameplay unknown made the ever-approaching calendar date in March that much scarier. But after months of work, it was done, and the task when completed actually looks, unfortunately, pretty unimpressive. Those hard drives and SD cards contain the entire Wii U and 3DS digital library. We did it! But I'm sure after
I hope
all
it's backed up.
this, you still got one more lingering question.
That is really weird. I have to say, it's probably to avoid spoilers, but like, yeah, that is pretty crazy. Just so you guys know, I never intend on making DLC in my games. The only thing I could think of is like patches that I want to just make sure that things work out right. But sometimes I don't want to erase speedrunning tech. Like if somebody finds out a way to glitch my game so they can beat it real quick, I'm not gonna try to destroy that. I think that speedrunning tech is very fun and entertaining, no matter whether or not I intended it. So, yeah, this is crazy.
If patients use Pronamel, clinical enamel strand,
Pronamel,
it will act for a lifetime.
Oh look, Avatar.
The Earth Kingdom is going to fall.
If we're gonna
You guys like Avatar, right?
need you.
Random question, but what area do you think will work great for Assassin's Creed game? My mentality of Assassin's Creed is that they should have been going through all the substantial eras like biblically, and then all the substantial areas historically. Like literally go through like medieval ages, go through the Renaissance. Like they did some of these things already, right? They did the pirates. What I was hoping for though is that it would culminate into a sci-fi adventure that happens in the present day, and your goal is to assassinate the guy who has imprisoned you the entire time. I felt like that would be cool. And I'm Kent's youngster from the West. It's true. It's true. I didn't hit play.
It's a big one, right? Why? Why did I do this? Why does any of this matter? Why go through so much effort and spend so much money that I don't have? Well, because all across the globe, developers did exactly that. They dedicated efforts and funds to get their games up on these various
I agree.
shops. If you can't find
I actually entirely agree, Baron.
physical version of a game, or it was exclusively digital like most games were, the eShop
Do you just want to do parkour in video games, Chris? Is that what it is?
would be your best bet. But with it all closed, all these recommendations from your friends can't help you anymore.
The very best games on Nintendo 3DS eShop that you should pick up before they're gone forever are Ace Attorney 5 and 6, Pushmo, Pocket Card Jockey, and Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix.
The only way to still play Duck Hunt, like old school Duck Hunt, is on the Wii U in the eShop.
Some of my favorites are Rhythm Heaven Fever is on the Wii U Virtual Console. Amazing. Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix is on the 3DS, eShop exclusive.
I love Barry. I want Barry to be in more things in general.
Incredible rhythm games.
My favorite games on the 3DS and Wii U, respectively, are actually Kid Icarus, and for the Wii U, it's definitely got to be Xenoblade Chronicles X.
The recent Assassin's Creed games are just random archaeologist girl finds out about history. That's so weird.
Mech in 50 hours in. You don't get that in just any other game.
I don't know if this is a cop-out answer, but Gunstar Heroes. And I know Gunstar Heroes originally was a Sega game, definitely a physical copy. But as far as being able to play it on the 3DS, that was the jam.
If you want a nice little Wii U game to have as a nice little treasure on your system, give Dr. Luigi a chance.
Do you have a minute to hear about my Lord and Savior, Pushmo?
Pushmo, baby! Pushmo World, 3DS, Wii U. Buy it today. You can't anymore, and that sucks.
Story of Seasons, 3DS. Where will I ever be able to find you again?
Goodbye to the Wii U and 3DS eShop. You were fantastic. You brought us a lot of games, a lot of software, and we'll miss you fondly.
Rest in peace, eShop. You really brought us some classics, and then you ripped our hearts open.
Goodbye, 3DS and Wii U eShop.
Yeah, I think they lost their concept shortly after Assassin's Creed 2. I think around Assassin's Creed 3. I think it was literally Assassin's Creed 3 that made me realize it was just going to be a forever series. So, like, I lost interest. And I know a lot of people like Black Flag and whatnot, but, like, I lost interest.
You were confusing to use, but you had pretty good music.
I will love you always.
Lost media is very real as far as video games preservation is concerned. Since the industry started, we run a daily risk of losing games forever. That's why this matters. And that's why I've been a longtime supporter of nonprofits like the Video Game History Foundation.
He might do this again for PS3 and Vita.
To support the preservation of video games code, print media, and more.
Do I mean Brotherhood or Assassin's Creed 3? Because they're two different games. I don't know. Whichever one I played that was the third game, I made the realization that it just simply wasn't worth playing anymore, and so I stopped. By the way, anytime I stop Gerard when he pauses, he doesn't look terrible.
In fact, we started
Some
our
people
own
look
charity
horrible.
event, Preserved Play, which is an annual charity event to raise money for them. And that's happening this year on April 15th and 16th on my Twitch channel. And I will be donating these consoles and all the storage to the Video Game History Foundation.
It was just, if Ezio is the Italian guy, yeah.
In the very end, so that all these games
Well, good for you. Assassin's Creed 3 happens forever.
live on. So that's it. It's done. Every available game on the Nintendo Wii U and 3DS has been saved. It cost far too much time and way too much money, but it was absolutely worth it for the sake of game preservation. Thank you all so much for watching, and sound off in the comments below about your favorite Nintendo Wii U and 3DS games. I've been Gerard the Completionist, and I'll see you all next time.
Cool. Thanks, Gerard. Again, I think this was really important.
The funny thing is that this eShop music, instead of making you feel joyous and happy that you're buying a new game, it will forever make our blood boil.
I'm happy he did that. I hope that he's responsible to the piracy. Started playing on 360, but I want to play on the Switch instead. I just haven't had the patience to replay the beginning again. The beginning is always terrible in Assassin's Creed games because you're like learning the mechanics and you're like, I know the mechanics now. They're a little bit. I actually really like the controls for Assassin's Creed. How there's like a passive form of the same controls. There's passive and aggressive, and I like that. Like you press a button and it shifts the same actions to be aggressive instead, and I like that a lot. I think that's a pretty cool concept. What a neat concept. Reaction Farm. I feel like Assassin's Creed 3 got hated on because we got 3 games with Ezio and people were not ready to move on. I just, the moment I identified that the game was just going to be going on forever without any actual progress to the main story that was introduced. Like the main story isn't the characters you teleport back in time to see. The main story is the guy you're playing as that gets to see all this stuff. And that's the part that drove me crazy. It's just, it felt like it was just like, yep, we can just keep making these games forever. And I did not like that. Did I see your vid? You have a vid? Are you telling me that you made a video? Let me check my homepage. It's not showing up on my homepage. I don't see it at all. I'm still digging through my homepage. Oh, the small one. Is it a YouTube short? Because I hate YouTube shorts. YouTube is scamming you. You're barely uploading. You have to prove that you're a consistent uploader. That's what makes them promote you. It's not a short. Yeah, shorts do suck. Don't use shorts. Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, you're not on the homepage. I bet you're on the subscriber bar, though. Let me check my subscriptions feed. Yeah, there's a little notification letting me know that my subscriptions, that there is something new from you. I just clicked subscriptions, and I found it. There we go. Now I see it. But yeah. All right, let me do an at command real quick. All right. Oh, I'm sure. He's got busy stuff. By the way, Amon, I think that I want to talk to you about, like, if you're gonna make a Peter Thiel video, I really want to make that. That's one that I think I will be willing to help. Like, we need to schedule a talk about, because, like, Peter Thiel, he's like so antithetical to who I am that I need to make a video about him. Like, that one's mandatory. Yeah, we should definitely, because he is such a freak, and he also, I found out the guy Gordon Levitt or whatever. I found out he's in Third Rock from the Sun. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to watch that. It's just so crazy, just like watching him become a cultist. And I remember, like, when I watched The Dark Knight Rise, I remember his personality being weird in that, and I'm like thinking to myself, like he had weird, like he had that weird self-indulgent aesthetic that a lot of cultists have, and I never really put it together until then. Yeah, he's got that cultist thing, like he's got the secret. Do I like Taylor Lorenz? No. She's not. No, wait. Taylor Lorenz. I'm sorry, I got Laura Loomer in my head. Sorry. Yes, no. I actually do like Taylor Lorenz. She's fighting for free speech in the sense that I would be as well. Yeah, the thumbnail's pretty good. I do like it. Yeah, it's got that Jigsaw vibe that everyone accuses her of. One more ping. All right, I'm sorry. We're just gonna watch something that's kind of important. We gotta watch one more important thing. It's kind of important. We gotta watch this. But yeah, I like Taylor Lorenz. I feel like people that there's something I don't like about her. I don't like that she talks in an artificial way, but I also think that it's like how we socialize women in general to talk like that. So like it doesn't bother me too much. But like for the most part, I do like her. Didn't really do any Saw references because I don't remember anything about Saw. Well, you could just use Jigsaw's puppet thing, and that would be enough for people to be happy about. What is ODD? Oh, odd. Odd. Got it. Yeah. Yeah, my chat likes to use, likes to do that. Alright, let's check out the Laura Loomer video. Probably wasn't a use. I wish I knew that you had released this earlier. Oh well.
With
oh my
Chime,
god, an
keep
ad.
that fee free.
You're getting the ad. Also, I hate YouTube's new layout. Right. Okay. Just immediately saw the same jokes. I hate. Can I just say my least favorite thing in the world is when chatters like just say the same things about your videos over and over again. Like there's no creative bone in their body. I hate it. And it's not just your chat. It's like anybody's chat, but like it was dumb.
I'm gonna come.
Welcome to tonight's episode of Loomer Unleashed. Been talking a lot about the Islamification of our country. You're gonna see dozens of Muslim candidates file to run for office and also think that they too can be the next Zoran Mamdani. There's nothing peaceful about what Mamdani is doing. In fact, he is promoting Sharia law and he is advancing the cause of Islam to destabilize our country so that the Muslim Brotherhood can continue to strangle our country from within until we are living under an Islamic caliphate. None of this is peaceful. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free is a call for the extinction and the absolute annihilation of Jewish people. Joining me now to discuss the Islamification.
I mean, honestly, the right wingers are the ones that want to do their own. They want Sharia law but Christian. That's what they want, and that's the thing that I always want to get them at. Like they just want their version of it. They just want the Christian label to be the one that is Sharia law.
Of America, Florida, United States Congress.
No, not even Sharia light. They literally are. Everything they want. Like if you go and look into like the stuff that like these unhinged right wingers want, they want to remove like rights from women. They want to like prevent like they want to like cattle around like black people. It's insane. Yeah, they're Matt Walsh people. Exactly.
Randy Fine.
Who would have thought 25 years after 9/11 we would have a Muslim leader in New York saying, I want to ban your dogs?
I'm kind of shocked that this many people are okay with the idea of our dogs being kidnapped by people in hijabs and burqas going around acting like the Sharia police, trying to kill our dogs because they're so haram. I would not let a migrant kiss my face like this, but I would let my dog put her tongue in my mouth.
Israel's enemies are our enemies. Does that mean I think we should put the interests of America over Israel? No.
You know, these people are in the streets of America calling for death to Israel.
Honestly, you could have dragged that soundbite out longer, and nobody would know.
I mean, like, why wouldn't you be afraid of that shit? You see this hat? It doesn't say make America Muslim again. It says make America great again. We're gonna make America great again by keeping America American. Okay, we're not gonna import a bunch of people going,
Amazing. Oh yeah.
Allahu Akbar! No, that's not what we voted for. Wait, do these people listen to themselves when they talk? Do they realize how crazy they sound when they talk? Dog food talker? And I'm gonna put this in my mouth right now.
I want to be a good boy.
It tastes like meat. And quite frankly, who cares if illegal aliens are fed to alligators? So anyway, my fiance and I are like sitting on the couch making out, and the dog just comes over and she tries to stick her tongue in between us. It's the cutest little thing. Pretty much an abomination that these people have not been executed. I personally would live stream it, and I'm personally a fan of the torture that was carried out at Guantanamo Bay.
The dog nail sound effect is good.
And you're gonna vote for Zora Mamdani. Walk right into the gas chamber, why don't you?
But I can put photos of you and Trump together. You know, I think the issue is when people see you on TV with him and at Mar-a-Lago and at golf courses, whatever, he does get really excited and happy, and so do you. And they see that, they go, "Oh God, this is an item." And
I feel like his mouth is not moving enough.
You guys aren't having sex. I know that's true. My point is, you can just see why people would say that. I mean, why do you think Trump brightens up? He doesn't do that with even most women. Why does he get so excited when he's around you?
Like, I feel like the way he's set up, he looks like a Muppet. I feel like you should be using a sock puppet, like Kermit the Frog style face capture for him.
Well, I actually don't see why people would say that, because he is a very friendly person.
No, I know.
President Trump
Laura,
likes
I'm
me.
not
I
saying that's the
defend.
case. Stop. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying I watch body language. He does particularly like you. I guess that's because he known you so long, I think.
Maybe, just maybe, it's not such a great idea to allow for Muslims to be involved in our political process in America. Maybe. But I guess, I don't know, maybe we need another 9/11.
That's funny. Making it seem like jealousy at the end is great. I liked it. I'm assuming that's the very end. Oh, previous to the next video. Got it.
2026 Cadillac Optic models.
Alright, cool. Well, I said my thoughts as I was going along. I think that was probably the best audio balance that I've seen for the video. Like, I think your videos previously had very bad audio balance. This one's pretty good. Like, the fact that I could hear the dog's nails walking on the floor was pretty good. I like that a lot. I think that was a very good video that's gonna get some reactions. Whee! Mamdani broke so many people. I wouldn't think. I actually don't think that he did break anyone. I think they're just trying their best to dig at bigotry. By the way, oh yeah, I also think that Loomer might be my favorite model that you've done so far. I think that she looks great as she does, so. Didn't make it extreme enough? Yeah. I think it's fine. It didn't result in a trope of yours, and I like that. Yeah, I think that the character model they used for Loomer was very good in this circumstance. Like, this almost looks like a clay sculpture somebody would have. This right here. She's your first woman target. I can understand that. Another thing, I like that she looks diverse from the others. Like, she doesn't do the stereotypes. As for him, I think that's Randy Fine, right? Hold on. I need to make sure I know. I think I know who this is. I'm making sure I know who this is, because I don't think he looks like how he actually looks. I'm just making sure. Hold on. I got oops. Yeah, I think that this one, what you should have done with him was try to make his upper body look fine and then show like the rest of his body just morbidly obese. Because I feel like he's missing features. He doesn't. Also, most pictures I see of him, he does not have a beard. I don't know if he has a beard recently. Oh, there we go. 2026, his official portrait. Okay. You plan to make him a pure circle originally? Yeah, I would have made him look like a melted ice cream cone. Yeah, he's a beard now. I see that. But other than that, it's good. You know, also probably would have hit better if you like cut. Like I see the effects you have here. If you like cut a square around her to make it look like she tried taking care of her place to make it look better in one square, and then the rest of the place looked terrible, that probably would have hit close to home as well. But other than that, I think you did a good job. For anyone else who wants to hit the like button on that, here you go. Think it's a nice little entry? Yeah, it is a good entry. I'm glad that you did something. Taking too long in the other ones. Oh, hit the ahoy button. Hopefully it starts gaining some traction. But yeah, you gotta upload more often, or else YouTube like the thing is like YouTube doesn't push people on the front page unless they're like proven to be a reliable hit. And it's been so long, it's been 9 months, it's been a whole pregnancy since your last video. Yeah, do 5-minute videos like at the very least every other month. But like I would say that you could probably do one like I personally think you could do one every 3 weeks. That's me personally, but I also think that like you don't want to trigger the algorithm to be like that. I would say 1 video a month would probably be smart too. Can't comment much on this because this is the first time you're hearing of Loomer. Yeah, it's understandable. Yeah, there's a whole cast of characters in this rogues gallery. Once a month is good. Yeah, that's what I would suggest. Actually, you know who I think is a really good example of what you should be doing? Jay Aubrey's videos, in my opinion, are fantastic at gauging when to make things. Like he does a video, yeah, he basically does a video every 2 months. And then like sometimes it takes him a little bit longer, but like sometimes he's faster. Jay Aubrey's very good at his sequencing of timing of videos. And I would actually highly suggest following him on that. Yeah, Jay Aubrey is really great. You know, I feel like we shouldn't even be making videos on Ben Shapiro. I think we should just let him rot. Just, like, this is just going to make people check out Ben Shapiro again. I think that he should just be absent from the conversation. But yeah, the rate of which his uploads happen, I feel like is good. You want to mock him? Why do you want to mock him? This guy's your ally. He's literally you, but without the cosmic horror aspect. Oh, Ben Shapiro. Okay. Sorry. I have to remember there's a slight delay, so the conversation's not going to be relevant to my my understanding. Using vague terms like him is going to throw me off. That's why I have the chat above me. You're like, I like him. I kind of want to mock him too, though. I would suggest people check out Jay Aubrey if you have not. His videos are very concise, quick little summaries of why you should be paying attention to politics. Alright, move on. I can't wait till I see it on my homepage, though. I probably shouldn't have been logged in when I clicked on that. So I could eventually see it on my page. Oh, Amon, I had a realization. I think that I live near an Israeli soldier. And I think that's one of the reasons I get cybersecurity and military battery missiles against missile v missile defense systems suggested to me in my feed. I just wanted to voice that. Demonetize you in an error? No doubt that impacted your channel? Yeah, probably. What got demonetized? I'm a little bit confused by this. I think I heard something about that. Did they remonetize you by chance? Then they undid it. Okay. Okay, good. I'm glad you're back on the monetization. Yeah, that's quite an error. I wonder, you said it happened recently. I wonder if there's a particular streamer that might have had a community that flagged you for using AI. I don't know, maybe there is. Used AI detecting, got it wrong? I think it got flagged. I don't think you can use AI detection in that way. Yeah, maybe I should. Alright, go get to work again. Yeah. We should definitely arrange a conversation so we can talk about Peter Thiel, because I have so much to say about him that we need to make sure gets addressed. We need to make sure that everyone is aware of him. That's basically my main goal, would be to make sure that people know that he exists. I don't believe that he believes in Satan, and I don't think we should believe that he believes in Satan. I think that he wants to, like, he knows that religious people are easier to control. Alright, fairly well to you. Thank you. Alright, let's see. I'm looking at my subscriptions tab on YouTube. Maybe there's something I want to see. Oh, well, you know, man carrying thing is pretty fun. Okay, Burley.
There's no deadline on success.
I think University
Understandable,
of
Chris.
Hey,
You gotta start putting it in the reaction farm.
Corporation. I just want to say, I'm always here for you if you ever need to talk.
Okay, thanks.
Because, you know, I worry about you. I just want you to make the best choices as a consumer.
What's this about?
I found this in your secret hiding place.
Shit, come on.
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
It's not a big deal.
You know I support you watching movies, listening to music, and playing video games, but under the security of our streaming services. Why do you feel like you have to resort to this nasty addiction just to get by? Is school so bad? Corporation, look, I like the feel of physical media. TMI. Plus, the other day you said you're deleting a bunch of movies I bought and downloaded years ago. Is that really how you see me? And you're gonna stop making physical video games altogether? Turns out unless I own a piece of plastic, I don't really own anything. You could take anything away from me. You have hundreds of thousands of pieces of content available at your fingertips at all times. Okay, can I watch the last Spider-Man movie? You don't have HBO Max, silly. Wait. No, it's on Peacock now. Wait. No, it's back on Max. Now it's free on Tubi. No. Okay, you gotta rent it on Apple. This is among the many reasons why I just want to own my favorite stuff. Is ownership really that good? Look at this piece of plastic. Totally flimsy, degradable junk. I hear that disc rot sets in 1 month after opening the package. I have DVDs from the 90s that still play fine. But when you think about it, the forces of entropy, the cold march of time, spares nothing from the law of death and decay. This disc will eventually be unusable, as sure as the sun will expand and die. So now owning anything is pointless because entropy? Yeah. You literally just want to charge us in perpetuity for things that we used to be able to pay for once. I didn't realize you were so lost to this addiction. I guess so. Fine. Have fun rewatching Halloween Town 2 Calabar's Revenge, you sick fuck.
That's great. I feel okay. This is another. Okay, can I complain about another thing about the new layout of YouTube thumbnails? Look at this. I scroll down to see the comments. I see a flood of thumbnails. But the last bit I see of this video is 3 videos? What is this useless space? Why not have... There could totally be 6 videos in the suggestion here. Hello, friendly friend. We did watch it. Yes, I'm sorry, Oreo. Oh, the Dish Network Pirate. We watched it. Yeah, we did watch it. Used to show 12 videos. Yeah, they should. They like this is weird. This is weird behavior. It makes me feel like what they're trying to do is try to seem more like Netflix, which is just stupid. I don't know how to read your username. Aren't you not Necro? You thought you watched it yourself? That's funny. Maybe you did a second time. Yeah, who's Necro? It's 12 minutes. This is good. You know what's wild? I went on YouTube and a tablet and there's like 30 to 50 ads before getting any videos. Then I searched for a recipe. Each ad is kind of looked like a thumbnail. So before every search, there's a huge list of ads I have to go through. Yeah, it's pretty obnoxious. I'm so irritated by the state of ads right now. It's like, it's garbage ads too. Like I recently posted a video in the funny section of my Discord saying this is what I wish ads were like still. They don't do ads in a very interesting way anymore. They're just really dumb, and they're dumb, and they're dumb. They're so dumb. I hate ads. Like, what's the point? Yeah, it's a boomer complaint. If they were actually effective at teaching me how to, to actually like the product. YouTube Premium is the only streaming service you pay for, worth every penny. I do agree. I do think that YouTube Premium is probably worth it, but I also think that me reacting to some commercials is entertaining sometimes. And I do like collecting some of the AI garbage ads that I see, which I put in the AI art that should be preserved section. Hold on. Let me just... I'm going to show us an AI ad real quick. Like, this is funny to me.
Please, let me join your fleet, Cap.
Save it. You can't even pass level 2.
Hold on. I just found a solar panel and passed level 67.
Total fluke. You're gonna get completely wrecked.
Equip Mac. Boom! Level 999!
I'm wiping the whole space clean.
No way. How did you do that?
I took in the survivors at the start.
At the start of the game, you can choose any shelter you want, but once you pick, there's no turning back. It's upgrade or die. Defense, stealth, resources. Miss one
This is so stupid.
Detail and you're dead in space. Scavenge everything. Reinforce the walls. Or better yet, bolt on an engine and turn this place into a real spaceship. You won't last long alone. Recruit survivors, use their skills, and brace for the aliens. Only a maxed out shelter gives you a fighting chance.
Anyway.
Stop right there, citizen. You're under arrest by the WDPD for crimes of pre-ordering a game when you absolutely don't need to because there's nothing to pre-order because it can't sell out. Welcome back to Ball Creative LLC. I'm the CEO, Pre-Order Junior, and this is the place where you bring the orders and I bring the pre. So if you spend any amount of time online, which we all do, I'm sure you've seen at this point that Grand Theft Auto 6 officially has a price tag and you can pre-order it right now. And there's an Ultimate Edition available for $100. And I think it really speaks to the level of anticipation for this game, which will be the biggest.
Pre-ordering digital games is extremely stupid. I used to pre-order physical games whenever every Metal Gear Solid until MGS5 got released. I pre-ordered, so I could go to the store and get it. Because back then there was a risk that they would sell out by the time you got there. Because you might live in a very small neighborhood where they didn't order enough. But if it's a digital release, you're wasting your money out of habit. Hipster.
Media launch in the history of entertainment, and speaking to Rockstar's reputation that this is noteworthy news, but it is really noteworthy news. And I think it's also bad news because it is the most recent chip away at Rockstar's golden reputation in a long series of things that have chipped away at that reputation for the past 10 plus years since GTA 5 of the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Edition trilogy being horrible, GTA Online, GTA Plus stuff, not having
Call of Duty especially, like, there is no disc in existence that can hold a Call of Duty game.
PS5, Xbox Series version of Red Dead 2, having GTA 5 release on the PS5 though, because they want that GTA Online money, and it was not like a cheap upgrade path if you already had a PS4 version, but now they changed that. Now I think it's a free upgrade. It's just a lot of very greedy decisions that are pretty counter to how Rockstar built up this reputation in the first place, which is doing more than the basic norm. Right? So it's like you buy a GTA game, you know you are getting your money's worth. You know that you are getting a little map in the physical version. You know that like Rockstar is gonna show them how it's done. That's sort of the reputation, is it's like, yeah, you played all that other shit, but like no one's gonna do it like us. No one is packing this much shit into a game that will impress you. No one is gonna innovate technology like we have and show you something you've truly never seen before. I'm not saying
you need to make a video essay for it.
Games are perfect. Lord knows I've said plenty things to support that argument that they are not perfect, but I think that it is worth acknowledging that they have this reputation for a reason, and I'm such a huge fan, and Grand Theft Auto 4 sometimes might be my favorite game of all time for a reason. And I think this announcement of the $80 price tag, the $100 Ultimate Edition.
Listen, if GTA 6 is not going to be physical release, there is 100% zero reason that it should cost $80. Disgusting. No reason. That is disgusting.
Edition, the no actual physical version. There's no disc in the physical version when you buy it, so it's like, what's
physical? Even if it came with a disc, this based on how much content they are claiming to have in it, the disc would just be a download, right? It wouldn't be a physical. It'd be like, hey, here's the installation file for it to connect to this IP address to send the data to you. Like, that's absolutely disgusting. I hate it so much.
Other than the case, I hope there's a map in it. I hope they're at least still doing the map. It's like the most recent shitty thing they've done, and a pretty consistent string of shitty things that they have done. As far as the $80 price tag goes for the standard edition, we'll get into the Ultimate Edition stuff. I think we can all objectively...
What has GTA shown us that makes us think that the game is worth buying? I need to know. I'm in an echo chamber right now. I need to know GTA 6 fans, the people that want to buy it day one. I need to know who they are.
Agree that
it has woman. How dare you? I am sexist.
Games are priced appropriately to the quality, to the value, to what you're getting for that money. Elden Ring is worth the $70 price tag more so than whatever annual franchise slop that released next to it that was also $70. So even if GTA 6 is likely worth, in the eyes of most fans, consumers, I don't know if this will be the case because we haven't even seen a fucking gameplay trailer yet, and they're already doing.
Thank you. Oh my god, I so very much appreciate him for observing that. Oh my god, that just did my soul wonders.
pre-order announcements. Let's assume that objectively most people would think that it is worth the $80 price tag. That's not really the point though, because it's different when the company has built up the reputation for giving you more for the same price as the next guy. It's a lot different when the company, the publisher, Take-Two, is saying, yeah, it is worth more and you're gonna pay it. And also there's content gated behind an even more expensive version and you're still gonna pay it. We know that you know, and now we're kind of breaking this
There needs to be a YouTube video that says don't buy GTA 6.
Fourth wall of I don't even know, of reputation, I guess. But all of these fucking Reddit comments and the Twitter threads defending Rockstar for these things,
Okay,
it's just like,
are they real people? I don't know anybody who's actually excited for this. My echo chamber is too strong. I hate you guys. Why aren't you fighting me more? New Madden releases sometimes charges over $100 for their Ultimate Editions. Are you kidding? That is the most normie game I've ever heard of. What? What? That is weird. That is super weird. Why? Just play PlayStation 1 Madden. You're good for life. It's just, like, what is... that's so dumb. Also, why did he show Vanguard the worst Call of Duty in 15 years? That's why.
Are we all...
You want to buy it? Hesitate. Don't buy it day one. As Magneto says, let the pawns go first.
Oh, fucking man children. Are gamers seriously this embarrassing and this fucking stupid to be defending a brand?
I don't think so. I think that it's very likely that some of the people that are defending GTA 6, I bet the majority of them are ads, like agents, going out for Rockstar and defending them, and then they are emboldening stupid gamers to say, oh, look, someone else who agrees with me, and they have a good talking point. I'm going to use it. A lot of people defend game prices. Well, I will defend it to one extent. And that extent is that we need to be paid more by our bosses at our jobs. They are not keeping up with the economy. The gaming market is. That's what I think needs to actually happen. Don't pre-order GTA 6, though. I don't care what happens. Sports games have a crazy amount of microtransactions. Yeah, that's ridiculous. They'll fight you. Or fight me. Games in the past cost tons of money. We are spoiled with how cheap games are right now. Top hits in the 90s, for example, will cost well over $70 when adjusted for inflation. I don't actually agree with that sentiment, because back in the 90s, they were $40, and now they would probably be $60. So very close. Maybe we're talking about Canadian versus US dollars. They added stickers to photo mode in Mario Kart World. Ew. Mario Kart World. Ew.
He's not gonna have sex with you, bro. He doesn't care. He just wants your money. And the whole thing about
part of the
physical edition
wrong
not
screen.
having...
Stop. You think part of the reason everyone's turned against Justin Roiland without question is when he got in trouble because everyone just kind of found him annoying? No. You found him annoying. But I think it was a hodgepodge of information. I don't know. I didn't really turn against him because, like, the things that people pointed out about him, there was a lot of things happening. So, like, I needed more information, and the information I was being provided was, like, unsatisfactory. I don't care that he's not in Rick and Morty anymore. I care more about the fact that, like, it was COVID time. And the hostage holding situation seems more like that person was like an anti-masker. Friend's first thing he said about Justin Roiland is that the voice is doing is unimpressive. I mean, isn't it kind of the point that he's kind of bad at what he does? Like, that's the point. Like, he's just stream of consciousness annoying guy. I'm a voice actor. This is my voice. Oh, listen to me. I'm talking like Justin Roiland. Like, that's what he's doing. There's just like a performance. Like, that is his performance. It's not Jerry Seinfeld, but that's his performance. Yeah, that's the Rick and Morty guy. I prefer Dan Harmon.
A brand? He's not gonna have sex with you, bro. He doesn't care. He just wants your money. And the whole thing about the physical edition not having an actual physical game inside of it is...
Draw Together is mediocre. I am sorry.
There's a lot of things to say about this, so let's start by saying all of the obvious arguments for physical media. A real sense of ownership. You buy a thing, you have the thing. It can't get taken away from you. You could loan it to a friend, you could resell it. You own the thing. It's just like buying a book, buying a movie. You have the actual thing, and if the PlayStation Network gets fucking hacked and the servers go down or XYZ things, they sunset it, you don't lose it. We all know the game industry.
I like box art. A box art is like a huge deal to me, so I would buy physical for that reason too.
Stranger to being like, that thing you bought, yeah, you don't have it anymore.
$69.95. Yep, and our bosses need to pay us more money. That's the thing. That's the reality of it. Our bosses, we need our boss, like people that pay for, like the people that own businesses are not distributing their wealth. Oh, you got auto modded? Okay. There you go.
Also huge for actually having a thing that can be archived, and that if future updates change it or remove music like they did for GTA 4 or do XYZ thing.
I think that there's sometimes Twitch's moderation is overreactive. I'm just questioning if people who found him annoying Fed swayed how people didn't even entertain the idea that defending him. I defended him a little bit. Because, like, I was like, there's a lot of weird information in that story. Swayed the... Okay. Yeah, I think some people were like they're like, okay, this seems problematic. I'm not going to even bother trying to defend it. The thing is, like, it didn't really matter in the end result, right? Like, from what I understand, like, he didn't really... I don't know. The part that bothers me is the fact that he started going to, like, the right-wing grift's statement of things, and he probably could have articulated that better. I think the master of apologies is, in fact, Dan Harmon.
You still have the
Patrick
thing
Swayze.
that you originally bought. In GTA 4 sense, if you bought the game, you could consider the songs that are featured in the game part of the game's value. And then when they updated it and removed those songs, that's kind of like you bought a sandwich and then later on they're like, actually, we need the lettuce back. It's like, but I paid for the lettuce. I paid for the damn lettuce. Brother, you made the sandwich. But here's some of the arguments potentially against physical media. In terms of game pricing, I've seen the argument that like, oh, if you're not making a physical edition like an Alan Wake 2 or whatever for production costs, you can save money and potentially price your game cheaper. Rockstar's pricing this game more, and there's no physical edition. It's just greed. They know that we know that it's going to be the biggest media.
Yoga mats taste like cake without any flavor. Also, I think Rick and Morty got less funny and less annoying when Roiland left because there's less improv, and now that everything feels super scripted. I have not seen any Rick and Morty outside of season 3, so you're probably right. I believe you on this. I will defer to your opinion on that. What if GTA 6 comes out and just blows? I think it will. The problem that I'm seeing, Hank, is that people are overhyping GTA 6. Everyone is freaking out about how amazing it's going to be. They have not shown us a gameplay trailer. They have not shown us a single thing that this game is going to have that was better than GTA 5. GTA 3, at least you can get inside of a helicopter or an airplane, right? In GTA San Andreas, it's a huge world with adaptive AI for like gang wars. You can take over turfs. Like, that's cool. That's awesome. But like, what is GTA 6 adding that GTA 5 hasn't had? They're not saying it. They're just hyping it up with just a title card. Very long hot dog in the bun. That's pretty gross. $5 foot long. You watched the whole season of 8 last week? Oh, wow. Hear me out. Rich people should get literally everything. We should get nothing. And the average game price should be $700. That's the most sensible take, right? Oh, absolutely. Just play Saints Row 3. I do like Saints Row 3. You know what I want to be remade? I want GTA 2 to be remade, because that game is so bleak and disturbing. I love it. I don't think you can make that game anymore. I think Rick and you hate how Rick and Morty has a lot of lines that just feel like they're written by an insulting caricature of a bourgeois liberal in the new seasons. I don't know enough, unfortunately. I'm sorry. I think you might be thinking of it San Andreas in terms of music. Oh, yeah. The GTA 4 music has... Oh my god! Stop it, I'm reading! Stop giving me things. Hold on, calm down. Vice City had music removed. I think there are a couple of games that had music removed. I don't know if GTA 4 did. I think that there was a re-release that was like... Oh wait, you know what? GTA 5 definitely had music removed. I remember that. Anyway, thank you for that huge notification of Hype Train. We have 5 community gifted subs. Thank you very much, Morgan. You gave some to Oreo, Chasine, Zero. Almost everyone in here are people that I know will love the subscription, so thank you. The only person I don't know is Emilzi. But that, yeah, there we go. Thank you very much. Definitely couldn't make that hot dog mission anymore. Oh yeah, the hot dog mission is the one I think of every time I think of GTA 2. You're the boss now. Thank you. I should probably play the song for you. Let me play the song real quick for you. Thank you. Also, you stole Leafeon's head, apparently, and are wearing it as your avatar, but I assure you, once the stream resets, it will be fine. Jumbo, cats do play fetch sometimes. I'm sure they would fetch me bones if I did. I will, and feel is fine. Hello, Eldergoth. By coincidence, right when Morgan gifted, I got a gifted sub to another channel that I rarely watch. Nice. Rats even play fetch? Yeah, there's something interesting about that. They do play. That is a great thing. Eldergoth, are you excited for GTA 6?
Release in the history of entertainment, and so they want to get every possible dime they can out of that. So with there being no physical version to actually pre-order and guarantee that at a midnight release at a GameStop or a Best Buy or whatever, you'll actually have a copy. The only reasons to pre-order are the bonuses that they're wagging the carrot in front of your face. The one valid one is to preload the game so you can play it the second it's out, which admittedly I will be doing, but I will not be getting the Ultimate Edition, and I don't give a fuck about the pre-order bonuses for the standard version because I hate this shit. I hate pre-order bonuses. I've been telling people to stop pre-ordering games for the past 10 years of my YouTube videos because as consumers, we set the tone. So if you're saying, yeah, I love that there's content gated by the Ultimate Edition and I'm gonna pay for it. Yeah, I love to do the pre-order bonus for the fucking Star Wars Ubisoft slop, whatever the fuck I'm buying this time. Like, they're gonna keep doing it because they can. People that are like upset about this and want it to change, don't do it then. But gamers, they want to defend their corporation for their favorite thing and excuse any sort of bullshit that they pull, and they also just, they want their thing and they want all—
Maureen, you should make videos promoting GTA 6, and then maybe they'll notice you.
All their num-nums, and they want all their outfits. Oh my god, I feel like I'm losing my mind. Let's talk about this Ultimate Edition. Let's look at what they're actually announcing. Ultimate Edition, an exclusive collection of items threaded across all aspects of Jason and Lucia's—
More like Death Standing.
Story. I also love the decision to do this and show all this, and you'll see in some of these things that it references like a car garage or a fence to sell illegal goods or like raiding a compound, and it's like, you haven't showed any gameplay yet, and I'm just gonna go off of this description and be like, yeah, I want to do that. Oh my god. Okay, so you get a bonus car, you get some bonus guns, that's pretty standard. And then here we're gonna get into where it starts getting a little like, huh? Whether poolside or side by side, Jason and Lucia can look the part with exclusive outfits, tattoos, and more, and they look good. All of this is not to take away from the fact that like I'm still very excited for this game and it visually looks amazing. Who would have expected anything less? After Red Dead 2, dude, the customization and everyone's Jason and Lucia are gonna look so different, and I am excited to see that. I don't want that to be lost, that like I'm still very excited for this.
I wonder if their hair grows over time.
Lucia looks awesome. What's up? I love you. Transform vanilla vehicles into magnificent works of art with detailed interiors, exquisite rims. Donk, shout out to Team Spirit, only open for business with the Ultimate Edition. Okay, this is where it starts to get dicey. It's like, an entire shop is gated behind the Ultimate Edition? Okay, these screenshots, I will say, look really good. Like the visuals and all the screenshots
is that a
aren't,
screenshot?
like, as impressive as the trailer.
Is that a screenshot, or is this like an image that they're touching up with Photoshop a little bit? Like, this looks like professional photography, if anything. Think it's going to be similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 in terms of look and feel? I would hope so. I would hope so. I hope you can get fat.
Sometimes, but the stuff of Jason, specifically this one, I saw that and I was like,
you know what's weird? Okay, so I don't mind like people like sexualizing video game characters. That's fine. Do that if you want. But the problem that I start getting a problem when I start realizing like they start using real face actors. Like, if you want to sexualize Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2, that's fine. Once you get into Resident Evil 2 Remake, that's where I'm like, okay, that's a little weird because that's a real person's face. Oh, you got your trains, your hype trains? Thank you.
This game is going to look crazy. So this stuff, I think, is interesting, saying that the boat is going to have a explosives-laden weapons crate, just like a vehicle having storage, I think is sort of confirming more of the, like, hunch that me and others have had that the vehicles might act a little bit like your horse in Red Dead 2 that you can store items on, or maybe weapons or whatever, that like your personal vehicle might mean more than just like, yeah, it's
you know, it'd be a cool plot device. I mean, it'd be kind of cool if there's a plot device for making one of the two main characters is like a descendant of Arthur Morgan. That'd be a cool plot device. I think they should probably, that could be neat.
Car you can drive, and
maybe
then another clothing store that is exclusive.
Because he kind of looks like Arthur Morgan, doesn't he?
Edition. Another vehicle, conveniently store it in the Paradise Garage in Watson Bay, which features a weapon locker. Again, weapon storage type Red Dead.
The gator attacks are a little better than what they were in Red Dead Redemption 2. I always avoided alligators. I don't think I ever got to see how they kill them. GTA game where you can finally open your car trunk without mods. Yes, at long last.
Plus a secure place to deposit stolen goods to be fenced. So, not just like a bonus car, but actual mechanical things in the game of like selling items, I don't know. It's hard to say.
There has not been any gameplay footage, and I'm actually very irritated by this.
How deep it goes, but it is getting into like, all right, this is feeling a lot more than.
No, movement has never been back in any Rockstar game. You know this, Chris. It's never been good in any GTA game. The closest to GTA has ever been to having good mechanics for movement is San Andreas. After that, it's just moving in water. And I say this as a fan of the movement engine in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Just like cosmetics, more cosmetic stuff, tattoos, only open for business with the Ultimate Edition. So we're up to what, 1, 2, 3,
Match
4,
X to run.
5. I think 5 exclusive.
It's like you're driving an ice cream truck.
Vendors to go to in the game, which who knows how many vendors there'll be or what sort of alternatives you'll have with the standard edition. But okay, so we're up to, what is that, 6? This was the most alarming thing to me, is that like beyond just customizing things or things for cars, it's like raid the compound. So a gameplay feature of one of Southside Vice City's loudest and most socially active gangs, and escape safely to score some special items and distinct contraband. I'm assuming this is one of a bunch of different gang compounds.
Pretty sure A button on the Xbox got mushy because of Red Dead Redemption 2 sprint tapping. Yeah, I can see that happening
in GTA 6, which if that's a feature, I can't wait for that. And also, I hope there's some like Chinatown Wars level of selling goods or like side business you can get into, because I love.
I've never played GTA's Chinatown Wars. Is that game good?
Systems like that where you just keep looping around. So I'm guessing this is just going to be one of many, but still kind of sucks. Track down a variety of abandoned classics. So yeah, so this is a whole ass side quest that they're straight up being like, yeah, this whole side thing that you can fix up these cars and meet this guy. Okay. You're gonna have to pay $100.
That's probably why I've not heard much about it.
It just sucks. I love this medium, and I love talking about it, and I love participating, and I love playing a new game, and I love opening it up, and I love all these things like so many other people do. But I unfortunately have to say, so many gamers are just really fucking.
I think a lot of people preferred Liberty City Stories or even Vice City Stories. I think Vice City Stories is amazing because the combat in that game is great.
Mature, impatient man children. I still don't know how to say that. Men man-childs that will actually defend these companies for doing these different things. And I don't know how you could be more tone deaf and more like ignorant of the fact that you are just getting taken advantage of, and that this is not a good thing for anyone, and that I think it's setting a precedent for other publishers that will.
Why do you think that? Why would they not have gameplay footage? I'm actually genuinely confused why they wouldn't show any gameplay footage yet. Like, that's very strange to me. Like, what are they like? Usually, when you're bragging about your game, you want to show that stuff off. There's something really weird about that to me.
These games that are definitely not worth $80. The precedent that they're setting of, hey, we know we're worth more and we're going to do this. Other fucking brands, other companies, other publishers are going to start thinking they could do the same thing. And
again, my least favorite thing is when they start making fun of a parody of TikTok. It's like, it's that TikTok that went viral that one time in 2017. But instead, at the end, they die.
To because you're still gonna buy it. Oh my god, maybe I'm just getting
it's probably 2077 to go all over again. Also, I fear the masses don't know when the Hauser bros left Rockstar, as did Laszlo. I had to say, Laszlo was better as a straight man in GTA 3, where he's like, why is this world so crazy? Like, I like that. I didn't like him in GTA 5 or even in like Vice City. I don't like him being in on the crazy. I like him being the straight man that's like, why is this world so crazy? And I would like it if like the explanation is like he's Canadian and that's why he's like that. Like he's like, I don't know. Anyway, that's me personally. Yeah, they really did, and it's like, why though? It's like, why though? Also, which Hauser left? Because Sam Hauser's the better of the two. They're both on the Epstein list, by the way. So like, do with that information what you will, especially when you realize that Donald Love is based on Donald Trump and Donald Love is a necrophiliac cannibal. That's another thing to keep in mind. Yeah. Dan Hauser left? I don't care about Dan. Dan's just the face. Dan can go retire. Sam Hauser's a good writer. That way they improve, they'll be forced to get free DLC. That's true. That would help their image.
For this shit, but seeing the replies and what people are willing to argue against in favor of Rockstar with all of these announcements just makes me feel insane. Looking at the cases for GTA 3, GTA Vice City, GTA San Andreas, GTA 4, GTA 5 on my stack right here, Red Dead, they're feeling a little far away based on the past 10 years.
Rockstar is Epstein associated too. That really sucks. Yeah, it really does suck. And again, I want to point out that one of my least favorite things about GTA 5 is that when GTA 5 came out, the politics of the game became like defanged. That's something I really got irritated with. Like, they didn't want to make fun of Trumpianism. They didn't want to make fun of leftists. They didn't want to make fun of anyone. And instead, they chose the very narrow middle of the road, and then they made fun of trans people at the same time. Like, that was they're like, let's just beat up on trans people. Whereas GTA 4, or even any GTA before that, was very willing to make fun of the politics of the time periods. Epstein had his finger in every pie, so to speak. Yeah, no, Epstein was definitely influencing society in a very dangerous way. It's kind of amazing that his death kind of like resulted in a huge like class consciousness type thing. Oh yeah, they made fun of Scientology. That's true too. But like it's like one of my least favorite things about anybody is that a moderate will take a position on any progressive issue as long as the issue is dead. So, like, if the issue is dead in Senate, like, a Republican will be pro-gay marriage if gay marriage is legalized and they have no legal avenue to fight against it. But if they have the ability to fight against it, they're going to change their mind. Like, they like, Scientology is an easy punching bag, you know? So it's frustrating.
Of GTA or lack thereof. It's just a different vibe, man. I think you create a reputation by doing a bunch of things in a consistent way, and I think Rockstar created maybe the highest level of reputation among gamers in the gaming industry, that they are the golden goose. No one does it like them. This is feeling a lot like everyone else.
This is pretty dumb. Yeah, I agree. Well, let me see how people feel. Chat CEO here wanted to clarify. I didn't discuss.
Stop Tonight, a talk show.
Shut up. Clarify a bit that I didn't discuss enough in the vid. When I was talking about pre-ordering games, preloading purposes to play right when it comes out, I mean like the days before the games comes out, not just motivated by stupid bonuses before actually seeing the gameplay. However, by pre-ordering all the games 24 hours later, it would still be reinforcing data pre-orders, bonuses. People are valid in pointing out that conflict. I think you pull between wanting to play something as soon as you can and not wanting to support terrible practices. Anyways, thanks for watching, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Weird that he calls himself CEO. I get the joke. Rockstar's been this corporation. Have they not been paying attention to how amazing their lawyers are? They have the best lawyers in the industry. Tom Cruise is still a public queen of Scientology? Yeah, amazing, right? By the way, can you play the last video of my reaction farm? Yeah, sure. Imagine how much money content creators will make off the game. That's true. That is definitely going to be something that's going to happen. And then there's going to be that was interesting, that lag that happened there. It'll be very interesting when people like start making content like, I actually like GTA 6, unlike you guys, and that'll be its own like demographic as well. Alright, let me go get that video. The new conspiracy theories at DC Trump rally. Is he still doing Trump rallies?
You believe that Elvis is alive?
Yeah.
What evidence have you seen of this?
I saw him in person.
There's an interesting adamance to not accepting when you're wrong.
Why'd you come out here today?
I support Trump, our president, and I support...
I think the mentally ill are the only ones that support Trump now.
A lot of other things like Q.
What is Q?
It is a huge old meme. The weirdest thing to me is that like it made sense for a little bit to think like have that speculation, but at this point he would be dead if he lived a natural life.
Q? Q, I believe, is God.
Oh. Oh, there's just mentally ill people left.
It's the 17th letter of the alphabet. And I've been following that for a long time. I've been awake to a lot of the corruption in this.
You've been woke?
For about 14, 15 years. So
this is so sad. This person probably doesn't talk to their kids anymore.
And then I found Q later on, but I started following the drops, and he was telling the truth.
I hope to God that GTA 6 better make fun of people like this lady.
Truth.
And,
yeah, these guys are great. I like these guys too.
For people who don't know, what is Q? Or I guess, who is Q?
Well, I believe it's God.
Okay, that's it.
The person writing on the message board was God?
I believe he had a lot to do with it, yes. Right. And that's my belief. Now, other people say, oh, it's AI, it's everything like this, but it's a...
I actually don't know anyone who says it's AI.
Military psyop.
So God was involved in a military psyop?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I believe so, because he wasn't...
You know, I actually was part of a forum. I was part of a couple of forums where there was definitely an attempt to manipulate culture war dogma type stuff, and in hindsight it's even more obvious than it is now. It's interesting how like there's still people like falling for this, like just lacking self-awareness.
I'm happy what was going on Earth, and he wanted to rid the evil and expose
also, am I crazy? Does this person not have the cadence of a mentally ill person?
And that's what we're doing. We're exposing the evil, and once we get rid of the evil, life will be so much better. And
so, is Donald Trump?
This sort of guy's completely done talking to these people. He's more like you, where I can't even entertain it anymore. Yeah, I can entertain it, but I am a very argumentative person. I will push back.
This.
He maybe. I can't really say, but I believe he is. I believe they're all part of it. There's a whole bunch of people that are helping bring peace and harmony back to the world. This is not just the United States. This is worldwide, where we've all been enslaved. And when you find out your birth certificate is your straw man.
Is what?
Is your straw man.
Is your straw man. Mentally ill lady. So sad.
What does that mean?
Your birth certificate, when your mom signs you over to the state,
you were over state. Is she sober or is she just intoxicated by being near Trump? Do you think that she's maybe just lonely and had fallen down the Fox News right-wing rabbit hole, kind of like religion? This brings a whole other order to her beliefs. No, absolutely. That is 100% what's happening. This type of mental illness happens from alienation, and usually this type of alienation happens from like you saying things that make you unpleasant to people around you that normally would like to be around you. Like, this is how you lose family members. This is how you lose friends. You're like, this is why I'm not a happy person. This is why I'm a miserable person. It's the Jews' fault. Something like that, you know? Something that makes you unhinged. And when people try to push back and you don't listen to them and you're like, nope, I refuse to listen to you. Nope, you're wrong. You're wrong. No. Like, not even giving substantial argumentation. Just saying, nope, you're wrong. Once you start doing that, you start pushing away family members, and that's going to make you lonely, and you're not going to have the self-reflection to understand why you are the cause of your own loneliness. You are your own villain there. No, you're absolutely right. By the way, Hank, do you get people like this in your part of the world? The crazy thing about conspiracy theories is like chasing high. You want it to be true. Exactly. That's why confirmation bias is so dangerous. So my mother believes in psychics, right? And she actually got mad at me for watching videos on my stream that make fun of psychics. And I'm like, you should probably watch the videos. They're funny. And she's like, no, I refuse. I'm like, just because it conflicts with what you believe that our psychics are real doesn't mean that these psychics are not scammers. Like, you could still believe psychics are real and watch these scammer psychics just so you know the difference, right? Like, I'd like to have fun with you on this. And yeah. So like, it's a thing. The crazy thing about but people do. There's nothing more fun than watching a conspiracy theory and like getting questions, and you get this high off the questions. You're like, ooh, I have so many questions. But always remember, just because you have questions doesn't mean you have answers. And just because you have an immediate answer doesn't mean it's the right answer. You have to always challenge your beliefs. That's how you develop a healthy mindset.
Your birth certificate, when your mom signed you over to the state, you became an orphan of the state with your birth certificate.
What does that mean?
You didn't claim to be a living human being.
So notice how she's struggling to put this together, to articulate this. It's because she heard somebody say something and she believes it to be true, but she didn't actually ingest it as facts. She's trying to repeat it because these people don't have the skill set for what they have been hacked by.
So everything the government does is for your name. If you look, it's in all capital letters. Do you write your name in all capital letters?
Yes, I do.
Isn't that just so you know what they're all the same?
No, that's your straw
size.
Man. That's your straw man, and then you find out.
Wait, that's your straw man. Oh my god. The misattribution to words is actually distressing me.
Explain to me. So when your parents sign the birth certificate, you give away yourself to the government. They give you to the government.
You become enslaved by the government.
In what way? Like, are you enslaved right now?
Yeah, I've been enslaved since my mother signed me over to the government.
She wants to be a sovereign citizen. That's basically what she's saying. She's trying to articulate this. She wants to be a sovereign citizen, which I understand the appeal of that, but like at the same time, like there's some nice things that your country kind of affords you as a citizen of that country. But I also want to point out that like it's like a romanticized idea of like what it means to not be under a government. Like it's a type of anarchist that like it's a fantasy what they're trying to do. The thing is that's really messed up about the United States is right now they are currently trying to say that if you claim to be not in the United States that you will be you'll lose your rights, which is weird. I think that the country should be advocating for the rights of others no matter what country you're from, even if you don't claim to be from the same country. Anyway, I'm going off on a weird tangent. I shouldn't do that. That's like I'm losing focus on it, but yeah. So did her mom give her away for adoption? Is that what she means by that? I don't think it was. I think that what she saw is a video that said that basically your social security number serializes you like a barcode. This is the type of person that thinks that that the country of the United States of America is a corporation. The corporation of the United States of America. This is a movement that's in the Tea Party that they're trying to say that the United States is a corporation. There's a whole conspiracy theory line down this thinking where we should probably watch that at some point, but there's like this is what's happening to her. She has no business sense, but she's being told business sense by people that just tickle her fancy.
And
explain it to me because I still don't understand. What does that actually mean?
And she doesn't understand it either. She's just heard things that make her feel good, and that's what's affecting her.
What they're doing with your birth certificate, your social security number, and all that, what they're doing is they purchase bonds and notes on your birth certificate and trade you on the New York Stock Exchange.
Wait, so we're being traded? Human beings are being traded on the New York Stock Exchange?
Yes, when you find that all out, and you got to do your little research.
Yeah, do your own research, guys.
But it's true. And I've looked it up myself on my birth certificate. On your birth certificate.
To answer your question, there's definitely conspiracy theorists here too, but I think it's different. Mostly see anti-immigration sentiments rather than what this lady's talking about. Yeah, this is a very specific American mindset, right? Like this is American brain rot. This is probably a problem of like lack of critical thinking skills, right? Like we're not educating kids at a young age to think about who's saying it, why they're saying it, who benefits from it, stuff like that. We're not asking those kinds of questions. We just accept it for the most part. But yeah, anti-immigration sentiments, that's definitely something I would expect. Is like that's like the most common kind of like conspiracy theory that I see outside of the United States. There's like this weird perception of like displacement, and then there's and then you guys don't. The unfortunate thing is like you don't even blame. When I say you, I mean the general royal you. I don't mean you specifically, but you don't blame the United States for causing the destabilization. It's causing immigration to happen. Like we're bombing places that's causing people to run away, and they blame the immigrants and not the people bombing them. They're thankfully not being traded on the stock exchange at all.
Certificate, your social security card is an imprinted number. It begins with an alphabet, just like your dollar.
What? Your social security card does not begin with an alphabet. Your social security card starts with a 3-digit number in the United States. Fun fact for you guys, that's the hospital you were born at. The first 3 numbers are the hospital you were born at. That's one of the reasons I don't really tell people where I was born, because like you can find out immediately the first 3 digits of someone's social security number just finding out where they were born, right? So like that's half of it, and then there's another half and whatnot that tells you that. Even your parents who are Trumpers don't believe this type of stuff. That's good. Oh, thank God, Chris. I'm gonna be honest with you, I was a little worried they were this far gone. I knew someone that was this far gone. They're dead now. They were an anti-vaxxer.
Dollar bill has alphabet before the number. That's the mint. Okay.
What is a mint?
Your birth certificate has a mint. That mint owns your birth certificate, which they trade on the New York Stock Exchange. They bet on how much money you are going to earn for them.
Okay. But to what end? Yeah.
We're enslaved. We've been enslaved. Everybody.
No, oh my god. Imagine like not really identifying that like your bosses are the ones pocketing most of the wealth that you generate. Like that's the real slavery that's happening. Like when I worked as a cashier and I was able to read the numbers because I was put into management position. They not officially a manager, by the way. Anyway, I was able to see how much wealth that I was acquiring. My cash register would have like $30,000 in one day. My register by myself between the two cash registers that we ran. And it's like, it's insane. I was getting paid like $15 an hour.
On this planet has been enslaved.
Not just in a way that like we're working for big corporations and billionaire classes can control everything, or in a different.
Well, there's a lot to it.
Okay. Is Donald Trump involved?
There's a lot to it. That's a thought-terminating cliche. Anything that you can do to stop, like you could stop your own thinking. You just say, "Oh, it is what it is. That's just the way it is." Like that's just a way to make you stop thinking about it. Don't do that. That's incurious, and it kills your brain. It turns you into this lady down the line.
Involved in this right now? Because he does run the.
That's why you got to engage with these topics.
Right.
He knows about it, I'm sure.
Oh, she can't square that circle, can she?
So why hasn't he stopped it?
It will eventually. We're not
He had 2 attempts to stop this system that you're complaining about, lady.
to that point yet, but we will be. And it's going to be...
I bet she believes in med beds.
Glorious. Because what's coming behind this is over 6,000 technologies that they've been hiding from us for years.
Like what?
Med beds, for one. There's...
Oh my god. I'm psychic.
And I've looked up the patents on these. I've been in this for like...
You don't know what a med bed is? Oh man, med beds are something that a lot of crazy Trump supporters believe in. So like, it's this idea that there's a bed that you can lay in that will cure you of any ailment that you have, like cancer. It can cure you, like if let's say you need dialysis, you just lay in the bed and it will identify what's wrong with you and immediately cure you. Yeah, like the Vita chamber in BioShock. I was going to refer to the med bed that's actually in System Shock, but more people have played BioShock. System Shock is the best game. You play it. System Shock is amazing. But the game is so complicated, I understand if you don't get it. But yeah, a lot of really weird, unhinged right-wingers believe in med beds. If I ever hear a right-winger bring up med beds, I know they're too far gone to talk to. That's, once they start talking about that, they are crazy. They are crazy people. Donald Trump even thought that he invented med beds because he saw a post glorifying him for inventing med beds. He's like, look at what I did. And he shared the post and eventually he deleted it. It's like the same type of people who believe that urine cures cancer. There's something like absolutely unhinged. They're keeping it a secret. We have med beds. We could be curing all these diseases. But they're keeping it a secret. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird.
They've been hiding from us for years.
Like what?
They're hiding from us for
med beds,
years.
for one. And I've looked up the patents on these. I've been in this.
I think that she's like severe mental illness. This is the kind of like walking mental illness that a lot of people are like unaware of. Again, if you hear someone talking about med beds like they're real, they are far gone. You cannot. There is nothing you can do. Nothing. It's too late.
Fight for 16 years.
Okay.
And I know there's cures for cancer. I cured my husband's cancer naturally.
See? I know there's cure for cancers. I cured my husband's cancer naturally with my urine.
Really.
With what?
I can't tell you.
I can't tell you. It's urine.
Why?
Because they might lock me up.
Is it jelly juice?
What if, I mean, I've had family members who have had cancer before. I'd love to know what it is.
There's more cures than just what I did.
There's something really weird about how, like, people that believe in conspiracy theories think they have to also act like everything. Like, I'll tell you guys, if I ever identify something that I think is important that other people need to know, like the cure for cancer, you will not be able to shut me up. I'll find a way to have a dead man switch to make sure you guys hear about it.
Ivermectin, there's
Ivermectin.
Bendazole, there's mebendazole, there's apricot seeds.
No, 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 no. Do not digest apricot seeds. I don't want to explain it, but when your stomach digests apricot seeds, it creates a chemical reaction that will kill you.
There's marijuana.
Weed cures cancer?
That's fine. As long as she's not saying urine.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. She can already tell there's some contempt. There's interesting, like, body language and how she's talking, like, she's just doing this kind of thing. Like, there is something interesting about the body language of someone who believes in conspiracy theories.
I don't think there's so much. You have to get your body alkaline.
Okay.
Because cancer is a parasite. They're parasites. They live in your body, and
that's why she's using ivermectin.
Deworm our dog, we deworm the horses, we deworm the cats, but we never deworm our own selves.
Unless we have worms.
Well, I think we also aren't eating the food.
Yeah, okay. For the record, in case I need to make sure this is clear, cancer is not a parasite. It is your body producing useless dead cells instead of healthy normal cells. That system happens so much till the body, like, spreads the dead cells until you're dead.
That might get
we do deworm ourselves. If you got worms, you deworm it. There are people out there that eat bad meat, or, for example, that get worms, and they have to get it dewormed. There is plenty of horrifying video proof of this.
It's worms, like a dog might get into the trash or something like that.
It's in our foods. It's in the shots. You know, look at the
It's
vaccines.
in the shots. They inject worms in you? I'm amazed she's not covered in scabs.
Take a good look at
She's got the mentality of someone who picks at their skin, you know what I mean? Because they're like, oh, there's worms in my skin. I gotta pull them out.
Vaccines. They're parasites.
I feel like they focus way too much on this lady. Please find someone else to talk to.
In the vaccines, I believe.
So you think vaccines that we take are actually filled with parasites?
I think they're filled with poison. And there's all...
By the way, nothing... Okay, this video is misleading. None of these conspiracy theories she's saying are new. This is just a person has not been challenged in their beliefs since 2015.
Natural remedies for everything. I make my own soap, my own bug spray, my own suntan lotion, shampoo, everything, because...
At least she covered her mouth when she coughed.
What they're putting in the products causes cancer, like suntan lotion.
Hold on. She has a shirt that says God's children, and yet she spoke of the drug of the devil, marijuana. Yeah. God's children, not for sale, I'm assuming is what it says. Trump hat, I told you so. I swear to God, these guys, they're like wearing gang outfits. Like these people, this guy, he's just walking around. Oh my God. Tell me you're an idiot without saying a word, and you look exactly like this.
Do you know, in the baby suntan lotion has the highest amount of carcinogens in baby...
Okay, where is this? Okay, that is a strange train of thought. I want to hear this whole thing.
Shampoo, everything, because what they're putting in the products causes cancer, like suntan lotion. Do you know, in the baby suntan lotion has the highest amount of carcinogens in baby lotion?
I thought cancer was a parasite.
This guy looks as stupid as he is, I think. Oh my God. I hate that, like, I'm doing phrenology here. I'm looking at this guy with his baseball build, skinny arms, fat body, vacant expression, and his... Oh God, why? Why do they look the same? Yeah, I think that she... Well... You say this as a Canadian. I don't trust your gauge on what tan skin looks like.
If they are putting it in stuff, it causes cancer.
Yeah, you can't tell me this guy doesn't like baseball.
Cancer is a parasite, or it's the...
Well, depending on what type of cancer it is. Okay. And you have to research that too.
You have to research that too. Do your own research. Mark your bingo cards.
Your thoughts on Jeffrey Epstein?
Epstein, yeah. His whole island should be blown up.
Okay, good. Thank God.
With Richard Branson's island, he's another one that does the same thing that Epstein Island was doing, is taking the children. And why does Disney Cruise Lines, let me ask you this, why does Disney Cruise Lines take people to Little St. James Island, where Epstein Island is, and they snorkel or whatever? But they also could hide children on that ship.
Last year, Donald Trump was kind of fighting the...
That's just...
release of the Epstein files. Why do you think that is?
Because there's so many people in it that the whole government would go down.
Oh no. Hold on. Don't shut down. I don't know if I'm about to crash.